often the sooner.
Hospice and Palliative Care, servicing Oneida, Herkimer, and Madison County. Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, 315-735-6484, or visit us at hospicecareinc.org. Hospice and Palliative Care. When you need us most.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 1069 FM. This is Keeler.
Yes, good morning. Last night I was out doing one of my other 50 jobs. But I was at Herkimer Diamonds, the Herkimer Diamond Mines KOA Resort. And last night they were on national TV again. It's amazing the support that they get from around the world. They'll be back on tomorrow and Friday morning, and again on Sunday. It's like a big week where Herkimer Diamonds are showcased around the world.
So I just wonder, when you're selling on that volume, it's got to be the same product over and over and over again, right? I mean, you can't have one stone or one necklace that's 6 ounces and one that's 12 and one that's 9 and one that's 8.7.
Oh, it's precise how this stuff is done. They mine them out of Herkimer, and then the jewelry crafts people then create the jewelry, and it's pretty close. So if you have one necklace, it looks just like the other, but that's all I mean. About mining.
So you got to polish them down.
It's not even about mining. It's all about taking them, and you're right. And sometimes they're cutting them. Sometimes it's a natural. Just they don't do anything to the stone, but polish it maybe. But you can pull it right out of the mud, and you don't even need to polish it. You're talking about nearly 1 million years old, or 500 million years old. Yeah. And they don't even need to do anything to it. It comes out of the ground, and it's shiny and beautiful.
And it's the only place in the world, right? Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah,
that is.
You're getting good at this, Jeff.
I am.
I should have
keep watching that QVC. Don't watch the news channels. No CNN, no Fox. Watch QVC, folks.
I have to get, and it's Home Shopping Network, by the way.
Oh, Home Shop. Sorry.
And so listen. I had a chance last night to speak about. They were looking to make the Herkimer Diamond, so like the official rock or the official mineral, whatever it is, of New York State. Doesn't that make sense?
That's awesome.
Like it should be done.
Yeah, they should.
But here's what kept happening: every time it would get passed, and Griffo was a part of this, others were a part of this. I believe. Remember Senator from Oneida. Who just recently retired. I'll let you come up with that. He pushed for this. It was and it passed. It passed the Senate, but every time it got to the Assembly, it would get struck down because of an Assembly person in the Syracuse area who was trying to push for salt to be the official mineral, or rock salt to be the official. I don't know if I got to dig into more on this. And we'll speak with Senator Griffo. But don't you think that this is something that is currently being mined out of Herkimer, New York?
Right.
And it's the only place you can get it. And it's being sold, and people are coming from around the world to this place. Don't you think it should be the official blank of New York State? Yes. I think we begin the campaign today.
Let's do it. I think there's a much better chance, and it's
Well, now you got a lot of new assembly people out there all over. So
And Shelley Silver no longer dominates the assembly.
That's correct. That is right. And you know what they gave to him. He probably received a year's supply of table salt.
I would have to imagine, yes.
Yeah.
A year's supply.
There was some negativity going on.
He got a nice lifetime supply probably of table salt and 30 boxes of ziti.
You know, and ziti, of course, doesn't mean what we think it means.
Oh, what's it mean?
Yeah, it's money. I have something really exciting to tell you today, tomorrow, and Friday. We are going to be giving you a chance to win tickets before they go on sale for a big show coming up. I believe December 1st is when it is, at the Turning Stone Resort Casino. It is comedian, stand-up comic. This is the guy who always toured with Jerry Seinfeld. Tom Papa is coming back to the Turning Stone.
Very cool.
And it's a great show, and you could win a pair of tickets this morning. And you go ahead and ask me, how are we going to give away these tickets?
Well, Bill, how are we going to give away
Very
these
good
tickets?
question. Very, very good question. It's called Make Us Laugh.
That's perfect because I'm in the mood for a laugh.
You are.
Yes, I am.
Let's change it then. Make me laugh.
Make Bill laugh.
And here you can do it any way you want. You call in if you'll have, what do we say, Davey? We'll give it a timeline. You're going to have 15 seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds.
15 seconds to make me laugh. And if they do, Davey, they win a pair of tickets to see Tom Papa at the Turning Stone. It'll be in the showroom, so it'll be a nice, intimate experience coming up later in the year. But tickets go on sale Friday, and you can win them before you can buy them.
You can win them by making you laugh or
Correct.
making us laugh.
I'm feeling really uncomfortable about
Yeah.
it. Well, let's start out.
I laugh at some cheap jokes.
Let's start out by making us laugh.
Okay, let's start.
All right. If it doesn't go well, Jeff, we will immediately change the rules.
Oh, yeah, that's how that works. Yes.
Yeah, because listen, I only have 50 pairs to give away.
Well,
Wait a minute, it's 5. I have 5 pairs to give away between now and Friday.
I can't tell you how, as somebody who enjoys comedy, how special this makes me feel. That I don't have to get in my car and buy a ticket and go someplace. The audience is going to come to me and try to entertain me with some laughs this morning. Actually, it makes me feel real nice.
He is, he has plenty of stand-up specials. He has his own radio show. He was a regular on Letterman, Joe Rogan. His catchphrase, if you recall, and I'll play some audio from him coming up, was, have you ever... I have. And we'll get into your chance to win there coming up in a little while. He's also been in movies as well. And we'll, maybe this hour, give you the chance to make us laugh.
So his last name is Papa. Is he related to Bob Papa, who is the Giants radio broadcaster?
Davey, that mic's not, let's see, try it again. Yeah,
oh,
maybe
boy.
That's the reason. Try it now.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Everything's on. Yeah. Should it be A or B? Unbelievable. Move the cord around a little bit, Davey.
Hello, can you hear me?
Got you now. Yeah. Well, being an engineer, I know wiggle the cord if it doesn't work. That's how you make this stuff work.
Also, I'm in IT,
what was
and
the,
I
what was
have a go-to.
What was the question?
Is
If he was
Bob
related
Papa
to Bob
related
Papa.
to Tom Papa?
And Davey doesn't know.
I don't believe so.
He doesn't believe so, actually.
Well, just
Now,
to follow up on that thought there, I'm the IT specialist, by the way, and if it's not working, just restart it.
just for
That's
that
how
always
that
helps
goes.
too. Now we're learning that it may have been from the hurricane, those winds from that hurricane, which was 200 miles away from Maui. They believe it may have been downed power lines that caused the initial fire, brush fire that spread terribly out of control and caused such devastation. Yeah, I mean, over 100 people are dead. Do you know right now? Here's the scary part about the story that I learned this morning and didn't realize this, and maybe I glossed over it and just didn't want to see it. But do you know that the death toll is now, I believe it's over 100.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are unaccounted for? 1,300 people
Oh my goodness.
are missing. but they have not been able to verify whether they are safe or if they perished in the fires. 1,300 people. It's just terrible.
When you talk about the death toll officially is at 106. When you talk about, though, the world we live in today, cell phone, text message, email, social media, Facebook, Snapchat, all this stuff, to have that many people unaccounted for?
It's unbelievable. I mean,
I think the worst.
I just don't understand how this occurred with the communication and the technology and the knowledge that we have in 2023.
Yeah.
How there wasn't enough of a quick warning to get people out.
The other
and there just wasn't, and if there was, it didn't work.
The other horrible thing is there was an issue with their alarm system, I believe. Their notification system, it
didn't work.
An alarm per se, but so what they're doing now, though, with over 106 is what the official toll is at. They can't identify all the bodies they have, so they have to use DNA to try to match those up with missing people because obviously they're charred.
I'll give you one more thing. When they say, so I was watching this from one of the rescuers. It may have been the chief of police that was talking about this on Monday on network news. He said, when the ash is blowing around, understand that ash is the remains of people. Includes the remains of people. That's just awful. All right. You know what? People are cutting the cord all over the world, all over America, and are not getting cable television. It's happening, especially in the younger demos who tend to be a little more tech savvy. It is happening. Do you have cable right now?
I do not.
You don't. You're one of them. Now, Spectrum is announcing that they are closing their DeWitt service center. That's the service. That's the when you call, you have a problem, they will answer, and it's so good to be like, I got somebody from Syracuse area,
right?
Versus someone in Tahiti.
Hello.
Correct.
Hello.
They're laying off 273 workers and closing that call center in DeWitt. The cable TV, internet, and telephone service providers sent a notice under the State Workers Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act. That is, they have to inform people in advance.
Yeah.
It will close the East Syracuse Spectrum Community Solutions Center on October 27th. The company said 273 of the 426 workers at the location will be laid off. The other workers will be moved around. A spokesman for Spectrum said the company will transition customer service calls from the center to other call centers this fall. She said the move is part of an effort to serve customers more efficiently. I love that line. How do we present this? What are we going to say?
I thought the same thing when I read that line.
We're going to lay people off to make for more room, so it'll be more of a comfortable job for all of us.
We're keeping overhead down.
Yeah. Even that is more honest than what they're putting out. But you can expect that will mean that your service with Spectrum, if you still have a connection to Spectrum, that you'll be getting people that are from further out of town. Remember when you used to call and you'd reach Utica?
Yeah.
Or if you had cable in the valley, you'd call and you'd reach Ilion because that's where their service center was. And, we've accepted the fact that, well, now when we make a phone call and ask for help, we're reaching Syracuse. And that's going to go away as well.
I mentioned this story about a month or so, maybe 2 months ago now. I had an issue with a charge on my debit card, okay? And it was apparently somehow somebody got my number or they accident. I don't think it was an accident. I think somebody was trying to rip me off. But I ended up getting a approximately $48 or $50 fee for like a Grubhub or something like that, right? In the state of California. So I got a notification, and it said, if this is not you, reply something right now.
Yep, I get those all the time.
I said, okay. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, boy, these are always these intricate scams that happen. So there was a phone number listed. So I called the number, and it was somebody who had a very, very thick accent. They could not in my opinion, right? If you knew,
Determine whether you were real or
well, I couldn't determine if they were real. They couldn't pronounce the name of the institution,
yeah.
of the banking institution.
I know it's terrible. And a lot of these customer service centers. I mean, we used to have one here, APEC, if you remember.
Yeah.
And they used to service Verizon around the country, and now that's closed. So you're going elsewhere. It's just the other part. Do you have more on that?
Well, I was just gonna say what I ended up doing was I hung up on the woman I was speaking with because I'm like, I don't know.
You call back.
I drove to the local branch and went in.
Well, I think you're
and
better
sure
off
enough,
with that.
It was a legitimate notification. Somebody was trying to fraudulently use my card for about $50.
We were driving out of town about 3 weeks ago, and I'd gotten a notification that my automatic pay on a Spectrum bill had not gone through, and I was getting a notice that you did not pay this month, and you face a disconnection. So I didn't want that to happen, so I'm like, well, I'll have to call. This is going to be fun. And I called Spectrum. This to me is the problem.
Okay.
I called Spectrum. It's not as much people cutting the cord as yet, because I think that's happening, but I don't think it's you still need Spectrum Internet.
I'm stunned that you're still a cable subscriber.
We can get into that,
Yeah.
but I'm not a box subscriber. I only subscribe to the app now.
Okay.
Now, and because now the app you can get DVR on
Yes.
the app now.
Yep.
Anyway, so we're driving along now. I'm on the road and I put it up on my speaker system in the car, hands free, and I'm reaching an automated person. I recognize your phone number. If this is you, whatever. There was one more piece of verification, and then a text. So
Yes.
all of that going on while I'm driving, but luckily my wife was in the car to take care of that. So would you like to pay the past due bill or pay the entire thing? Well, I'm going to pay the past due.
Yeah.
That will prevent a disconnection and an interruption in your service. And it was amazing. Within a minute and a half, using AI, using the automation system, and these were fluent sentences, I was able to pay my bill, pay just the past due, and did it all. Now, it's because I'm a long-term customer, so they already have my card.
Yeah, your billing info.
It's already in the system, but I was able to pay it within just a couple of minutes. It's the most fluent I've seen it done. So I'm here to tell you it's getting better, which means there's going to come a point where you don't even know you're talking to a computer, and it's going to be that good. And that's going to be great for all those guys who call 900 numbers.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God she was real. I had no idea.
I actually just on, I think it was Monday night, canceled my. They have a package at Spectrum where you pick like 15 channels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and SNY are not included on that list. Ultimately, that's kind of what I'm like. Why am I paying for this? I only
You have to go
got
to the
it.
next tier, right?
I only got it for Mets and Yankees games, and I don't even get to watch those. So, but
And who would want to right now anyway?
well, that's a great point.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that you're and I'm not busting.
There's a long story. I'd rather not get into the whole thing, but it is what it is. But nonetheless, we have more streaming services than we watch more of that than we do the cable.
Yeah, I can
But in
imagine.
order to get the local stuff without having to hook an antenna up and all of that,
Yeah.
it just seems easier. But pretty close to cutting the cord. An upstate New York town supervisor is being sued by a former town employee who claims he was forced to do an unpaid work on the supervisor's personal vehicle.
Wait a minute. This is a town supervisor or a superintendent of schools?
Yeah, good point. The supervisor, according to Democrat and Chronicle, reports Robert Bobby Johnson, a former deputy public works commissioner for the town of Greece, has filed a federal lawsuit against the town, Greece supervisor Bill Relic, and deputy town supervisor Michelle Marini, and other officials. He's seeking more than $4 million. I think that's a little excessive.
A
do you
little.
think? Anyway, Johnson, who worked for the town of Greece for 36 years, alleges he was ordered by, it's Relic, I believe, to work on a number of his cars, including vintage automobiles and a replica of the Batmobile.
Wow.
Yeah, he was where I would have felt privileged to be working on the Batmobile.
So would I.
I mean, here's a guy fighting crime, and you're suing him. Give me a break.
How
what
many-
what would Alfred say? The Batmobile, owned by Rylick, featured an autograph on the door by Adam West and photos showing Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman in the same series. She had actually once sat in the car. It had been purchased for $195,000. And he was having employees, according to this lawsuit, work on and maintain the vehicle.
All right, so $4 million is excessive. I thought this guy was a jerk, but now that he owns a replica of the Batmobile, the original one, I think he's kind of
it is
an
a
interesting
replica,
guy.
but it has had contact with the old. Now he's saying, "Listen, we wanted to put it in a parade. It wasn't working right. I needed."
Is that what he's saying?
No.
Oh, well, that's a
W-
decent excuse.
I
though.
use that excuse.
Oh, you're quick, Bill.
WXXI reports Johnson said it was understood he would be fired from the town if he did not work on the supervisor's vehicles.
Wow.
That's a problem. I mean, that's going to be a problem, I think.
Yeah, that's a major problem. $4 million is a lot of money.
In sports, Brett Beatty is now playing in Syracuse. The Mets beat Columbus 6-4, and Beatty, who, while he looks good in AAA, has just not looked good in the majors, defensively or offensively. He was a one-man wrecking crew. In the game last night, the 23-year-old from Texas drove in 5 runs as the Mets took down the Clippers 6-4 at NBT Bank Stadium in Syracuse.
Listen, I like Beatty. I really do.
I think it'd be more fun to watch Syracuse play right now.
It probably would be. Yeah, I actually, it's painful. I can't even look anymore. I'll be honest with you. They got a couple players on the team. I've never heard of these guys.
There is a couple of other stories right now. There's a group out there. Of course, Hochul in town. We'll talk about that coming up this morning. Steve DeMayo will be on this morning. It'll be a pleasure to speak with him in regards to the Hochul announcement and what's going on at parcel number 2 and with Nano and the base and everything else that seems to be happening in the area. Blue Sox getting into the Utica Sports Hall of Fame. We'll get into that a little bit. Ryan Nobles from NBC is coming up a little later on. We, as I said, have Tom Papa tickets to give away. Tickets go on sale on Ticketmaster or 361-SHOW on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Ryan Schmelz in a few minutes on the Trump indictment. Now, one of the things that happened yesterday is there's a group.
Wait a minute. We talked to Ryan Schmelz about a Trump indictment yesterday, last Friday, last Tuesday, and the Thursday before that.
That's a very good point. There was action yesterday suing Governor Hochul. Now, Hochul was in town. She was in Utica and in Marcy. But while all of this was going on, she's being sued by multiple groups who are asking that she make upstate New York communities accept the migrants.
What?
I'm not sure that she can do that, but I bet with some sort of an executive order, she might be able to.
Okay.
But these groups are calling on the governor to change her policy and demand that the migrants come to upstate New York. At the very same time, the Erie County executive, Mike Polenkars, told New York City officials, you must stop sending migrants to the county over the weekend after multiple reports of a sexual assault case, sexual assault cases.
Yes.
They have deployed the National Guard there, and they are asking for New York City to stop sending migrants. So far, about 540 have been bused from New York City to 3 different hotels in Cheektowaga since mid-June, according to Buffalo News. Yeah. And they're saying enough is enough. We're getting criminal problems here. Sexual assaults, no more. So 2 stories right there in contrast with each other. And I think it'd be a bad move for the governor to try to use executive privilege to mandate this.
Yeah, I agree. Who is that is a county official who's saying stop sending them?
Erie County. Yeah.
All right. So
remember, there are 2 different stories. You have these groups, Save the Planet, whatever groups that are calling on the governor to mandate this. Story number 2 is Erie County's like, not only do we say no to that, but we need it to stop right now.
Okay, so this could be going on, I guess, theoretically under our nose, and we just don't know it. But why doesn't Erie County do what Oneida County did?
I don't know the answer to that.
If you
I
don't
don't know
want
the
them
answer.
to come there,
Yeah.
there have been several
Well,
counties that
to be-
put in essentially a ban.
To be honest with you, I think that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying no more. Stop sending migrants. We cannot accept. We will not accept them.
And I love
so they
the-
are doing. However, the difference there is in Erie County, they were accepting these people, and the number is 543 right now, or somewhere close to that. So
I'm confused on the story where they're demanding they send them upstate. Is it a New York City group that says
it's several.
we have no more room?
It's several human interest groups, that sort of thing, saying right because New York City is running out of the means to be able to take care of them. Keep in mind, this is because they're all being shipped up from Florida and from Texas. How do
you demand that a group of people go someplace?
I don't.
I want to go to New Jersey. No,
well,
you're going to Utica.
They apparently did. Yeah.
Pennsylvania, please. No.
Do you remember
Batavia?
Do you remember Mets ace Matt Harvey?
Of course. The Dark Knight.
You know he has left baseball now.
Yeah.
Is out of baseball. Has a beautiful girlfriend.
Sure.
And they are a hot item. And according to page 6 in the New York Post, the relationship is over. She has left Matt Harvey. And the story gets into all the stuff where he's apparently become obsessed with his new job. He is a real estate agent. And, yeah, he's working for River Hills Properties. I don't think that's true. But wherever he is around the state or the country, I believe it's in the New York City area, she says he's become obsessed with real estate and pays no attention to her. She is leaving him. But that is not why I'm talking about this story.
Okay.
And it's not because there's a picture of his now ex-girlfriend in a beautiful bikini. That has nothing to do with it. The part of the story that caught my attention is he admitted to using cocaine and other drugs while pitching in New York City. Because that's a part of this story.
Okay, so
I did not know he admitted to that.
So I don't know if he admitted to it while being a Met, but there is a tragic story involving. At one point, he went to the Angels. Smitty, do you have info on this?
Here it's a one-time Mound phenom, Harvey, who got a ban after admitting to taking cocaine and pain pills during his days as a New York Met, has reinvented himself as a real estate executive, and has landed a gig with property giant Newmark.
So
is who he works for. What do you know about that, Davey?
All I know is that after the Angels released him, he tried out for Baltimore.
Yeah,
So-
he's done.
there was a pitcher for.
There was a great disappointment.
Yeah.
Everything in the world. He had one really good season,
He was dark.
and Grom really just kind of overshadowed him, and then look how that ended.
So there is. I had to look up his name, but I remember what Harvey had kind of admitted to. If I'm not mistaken, this part is a fact. Tyler Skaggs, who was a pitcher for the L.A. Angels,
Right.
died in his hotel room one night.
I do remember.
Choked
this.
on his own vomit after what they call a toxic mix of alcohol, fentanyl, and oxycodone in his system. I don't know that the particular night that it happened that he had gotten the oxy from
Matt Harvey.
but Harvey admitted to at one point having given him some pills. Not necessarily
Yeah.
that night.
And
So
maybe that may be the collapse that he had in New York. He just got so overwhelmed by the drug addiction.
So yeah, I know that he has. You know, it's ironic they called him the Dark Knight. It is kind of a dark cloud over Matt Harvey, whose career kind of spiraled in the wrong direction,
Yeah,
and then obviously his association with, because Major League Baseball did an investigation, his association with Skaggs, who tragically apparently, well, they say died. I was going to say overdose, but they say he choked on his own vomit because he was overdosing.
I want to stay with baseball if I could just for a moment. And the other night, Davey, the Yankees played Miami. You're shaking your head. You're looking down.
That was
yeah,
brutal.
'cause it was a brutal loss, right?
5 runs in the ninth.
5 runs in the ninth, a run in the eighth to allow the Marlins to beat the Yankees 8-7.
Yeah.
And they went in. They went in leading in the bottom of the ninth inning in Miami, leading 7-3. They ended up losing 8-7. Terrible. But there is a guy out talking right now that placed a bet on FanDuel. Did you see this? Here he is. The Yankees were leading 4, 5, 6. The Yankees were leading 7-2.
Yep.
In the 6th inning. And he had a large wager up that would have paid $955,134.
Wow.
And it was only a $10 wager.
So this was a parlay. He had several legs.
It would have paid $955,000.
Oh, my goodness.
And the Yankees blew the game. And all he needed was for them to win. Wow. And this was part of his parlay. Garrett Cole, 8+ strikeouts, and the New York Yankees win. Plus 320.
Wow.
And then there must have been some other bets along with that he'd won. And then this one would have capped it off. He would have won $955,000. And the Yankees blew it, and he lost everything.
He's not saying it's a scam or something, right? That's what you always hear about these stories. It's rigged.
I don't know that he's saying that necessarily, but he is out showing his betting slip and explaining that he didn't won. And, shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that crap. That's the problem with betting. You're gambling, right? How many times have you heard someone say in betting, "Oh my God, it was like with three seconds left, they all they had to do was kick an extra point, and they went for the 2-point conversion, and I lost everything."
Or even worse yet, they missed the extra point.
Or they missed the extra point. You hear that stuff?
That is brutal.
Yeah. That is quite a story. So if you're feeling blue because you didn't win the Mega Millions or the Powerball when it was up over $1 billion, just understand there are other people out there who've had some were really close and walked away losers. Very sad. Ryan Schmelz is with Fox News Radio. He's on the line right now. Ryan, good morning. What do we know about the latest on the Trump indictment? In particular, we're talking about Georgia here. Good morning.
Hey, guys. Where do we even start? I think probably one of the big things that has kind of happened in the last 24 hours is that former President Trump has announced that he is going to be releasing some important information next week that he believes is going to exonerate him related to voter fraud and what his investigators have discovered about the 2020 election results.
Okay. That's interesting. But he wouldn't. I almost feel like I would save that for any court proceeding. But again, the other part of this is he's running a presidential campaign, right?
Right, yes. And, this is going to be all over the news for the next couple weeks or so, and especially when you have potentially even a 5th indictment being a possibility, too, down in Arizona. I mean, he's going to want to try to clear his name and try to get as much information out there as possible. Now, whether or not that's going to have any impact, surely he's had big announcements, quote-unquote, big announcements in the past that have not gone anywhere, but he's had big ones that have gone somewhere. But in regards to this case, what he's done so far has not worked in terms of, being able to either try to overturn the election results or prove that there was any type of voter fraud. But it looks like he's got an attempt, and he's going to try to make an announcement out of it.
All right. Interesting. It's amazing how he's trying to use these indictments to run what is right now a successful primary campaign.
Join us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, it is.
No, I mean, and we've used graphics before where we've shown just some of the money that he's raised post some of these indictments, and it's a substantial amount of dollars in the millions and sometimes up to $13 million within just a week after, the first indictment. So certainly he's utilized this. Absolutely. He eats up a lot of the press time because of this. He's able to fundraise off of this, and in many ways, it looks like it's helped his polling numbers, at least on the Republican side. Though you may have some polling experts who may think there's other factors contributing to that, but right now, he's still the clear-cut front runner, and it looks like it's helping him in the primary, but whether it helps him in the general or not is the other question.
You know what I think this is? This is not the first time that we've seen this in politics. At one point in my career, I worked in Providence. Love that city, and Buddy Cianci was the mayor of Providence. I don't know if you're familiar with any of Buddy Cianci's stuff, but he was mayor, then got into some stuff, including in one case went after a guy who had hit on his wife and picked him up in a limo and put his cigarette out on the guy's eyeball. Ultimately,
Ow.
Buddy Cianci went to prison. When he got out, what happened? He was reelected mayor of Providence, and to this day is the reason for all of that beautiful downtown that you see when you get down 95 and pass into or through Providence. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure he went to jail again and got reelected for a third time. So it's not the first time. Something that we like about you're rooting for the rebel in the movie.
It looks like that, at least in the Republican Party right now. That President Trump still has a pretty big grip on this party, but you do see those who are starting to maybe flail a little bit, and some of those who are starting to oppose him are successful politicians. We talk about somebody like Brian Kemp, who just won re-election in Georgia. It might be considered to be one of the more successful Republican governors in the country on the Republican side. He took probably one of his toughest stances against former President Trump yesterday when he screenshotted his Truth Social post and came out and said, no, the Georgia election was not stolen. There has been no voter fraud proven. And our elections are safe, and we have integrity in our elections. So certainly you have guys like Brian Kemp who are taking that tough stance now.
I do like the fact, though, that President Trump was very particular in those elections around the country in 2020, which were stolen, which were fraudulent. Ironically, they're only the ones that he lost in. Right? That's a problem.
Yeah, you do notice that it's the swing states that are the ones he's been going after, and obviously they're the ones that he lost to. And I think, one thing a lot of their states have in mind, too, is they did kind of rely pretty heavily on mail-in balloting, which caused a lot of their election results to be, delivered well after Election Day, which certainly played a factor, whereas Ohio, Florida have a little bit different way of counting, which allows them to get that done pretty quick.
Well, one could say technicalities cost Al Gore from becoming president of the United States back in 2000, right?
Technically.
And it really is true, because at one point a judge finally said enough is enough. We can't count anymore. And at that time, Al Gore stepped aside, and George Bush won the election. A little bit of history, as we remember it. All right, interesting stuff, Ryan. We appreciate the time. And once again, I'm sure this will not be the last time we talk about this with you.
Oh, absolutely not. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You do the same. Thanks. Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio.
So I went and looked up Buddy Cianci just to correct the record.
Was it only twice?
He was elected twice. He did run a third time, but was defeated.
Win.
He was defeated. It was in 2014. He is still the longest-serving mayor from Providence. 1975 to 84 was 9 years. Then he did 12 years from 91 to 2002. Both of those terms, he was forced to resign because of felony convictions.
Yeah. And I knew he ran again, and it was when I was working here, because we were working to get him on. We might even have had him on. I've had him on a couple of times in Utica. Back when Utica was having its first resurgence, and what he did in Providence to turn that city around was just incredible. Literally moved from the ocean, moved water into the city of Providence. It is the way it is today because of him. Let's see. Can I give you one more? Just throw one more in here. Well, let me do this. Next hour, we'll do the contest and give you a chance to win Tom Papa tickets. Coming to the Turning Stone. Tickets go on sale Friday morning at 10 o'clock, but you can win them before you can buy them. And think of how you would call us. And it doesn't mean you have to tell a joke. It could mean you just do something or say something, or who knows? I've had people win this contest by not saying anything. I mean, you got to let us know you're there.
So,
but there will be an opportunity for you to make one of us, Manasseh will be much easier, one of us to laugh. And if we do, you will walk away with a pair of tickets. Win them before you can buy them.
So on the show yesterday, remember Lance's message toward the end? We were talking to Cameron Decker.
What was the message?
He said, "Is Cameron Decker running against Jackie Izzo for Rome mayor?" Bill
that was
seemed a little tense. That's a good line.
It was a very good line, and I think
we laughed. You laughed out loud.
I think I laughed with that. Yeah. Listen, if you have severe back, shoulder, neck pain, there's help, and it's help that is right here. In fact, there are people that come from all over the country and Canada as well to have procedures done with Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center, located on French Road, right over there in that area of Home Depot. The office is in the business park. The surgery center that you'll see going on that'd be the arterial commercial on the arterial, right down there on French Road. Yeah, that's the surgery center. Go to their website, killpain.com. It is amazing what Dr. Hyder is able to do to eliminate the pain. And there's nothing more excruciating than pain that just won't go away. That's what they deal in. If you're having severe pain and you've had enough, you're not going to live with it, the medicines are not working, you need assistance. Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center, call 315-765-8448.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
It's a week later, and they're still searching for wildfire victims in Hawaii. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. More than 1,000 people remain unaccounted for in the ashes and ruins of the town of Lahaina. Fox Weather's Max Gordon's there.
So much heartbreak here on the island of Maui as this death toll continues to climb higher. A mobile morgue has been brought in, and of the 106 confirmed dead, only 5 have been identified at this hour. Officials here say it is going to be a painstakingly slow process.
Governor Josh Green says they're still working to find housing for the thousands left homeless, and he's warning scammers as speculators reach out to wildfire victims trying to buy their properties.
You can be sure I will not be allowing anyone to build or rezone or do anything of that sort if they've taken advantage of anyone here.
President Biden says he'll go to Hawaii, not sure yet when.
But I want to go, make sure we got everything they need. Want to be sure we don't disrupt the ongoing recovery efforts.
The president said that while visiting Wisconsin, touting the law he signed a year ago today. Democrats call the Inflation Reduction Act. He'll again talk up its effects to deal with climate change today at the White House. No Republicans supported that law. Now that the U.S. attorney who's been investigating the president's son Hunter for years is a special counsel in the probe, David Weiss is in a new court battle after a plea agreement fell apart on tax evasion misdemeanors.
Weiss responding to Hunter's legal team. First, the government did not renege on the previously agreed upon plea agreement, as the defendant inaccurately asserts in the first substantive sentence of his response. The filing comes 2 days after Hunter Biden's attorneys told federal judge Mary Ellen Norica they believe a diversion agreement on a felony gun charge to allow the president's son to avoid jail time is valid and binding.
Fox's David Spun, despite his legal issues, or perhaps because of them, former President Trump's support is growing among Republicans. 70% have a favorable opinion of him in a new AP NORC survey, up from 60% in April. America's listening to Fox News.
All right, this just in, Pure Talk just added more 5G data to every plan and is now including a mobile hotspot with no price increase at all whatsoever. Just $20 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and now 50% more 5G data, plus you get mobile hotspot. Start saving today. Go to puretalk.com, enter the promo code Sean, S-E-A-N, to make the switch to Pure Talk, and you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code Sean.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynavite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynavite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Mostly cloudy skies and 66 degrees. WIBX News Time is 7:03. This news update is brought to you by My Carl's. They have hot buys this August. A two-piece sofa and love seats from $5.99. Reclining sofas from $4.99. Same-day delivery, My Carl's, in the New Hartford Shopping Center. Well, Governor Kathy Hochul was in town yesterday announcing some big funding, $40 million in grant money for locations across the state of New York to prepare to bring more semiconductor supply chain jobs. The governor made the announcement at SUNY Poly in Marcy. Included in that $40 million package is $14 million for Mohawk Valley Edge to prepare an empty field that she called the Field of Dreams on the SUNY Poly campus. The governor believes the money will help New York attract elite companies that create good jobs and boost the economy. Meanwhile, Spectrum revealing its plan to lay off almost 300 employees at its call center in DeWitt. A company spokesperson says calls from the center will be transitioned to other centers in the region in the coming weeks. And that person also said the layoffs are part of an effort to serve customers more efficiently. Employees who wish to transfer to another location can do so. Anyone who cannot find a job within the company when the center closes would be eligible for a severance benefit package, according to Spectrum. Some good eats on display if you're traveling today and headed toward the Capital District. The New York Food Festival starts at 11 in the Empire State Plaza in downtown Albany. It runs until 9 tonight. Several food vendors, of course, on hand. And live music, I should say, until 7:30 p.m. There's no cost to attend. The 6th week of the 2023 season kicking off today at Saratoga. Highlights include the 3rd giveaway of the season on Friday night. Saturday, it's the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes. Also, the Lake Placid Stakes will run at the Summer Place to Be. More information online at NYRA.com/Saratoga. You know, another great place to be is Williamsport, Pennsylvania for the Little League World Series. Stay tuned. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll talk to a young man who is headed out to Williamsport, and he's got some special responsibilities this weekend.
I can't believe how old this kid is now.
I know.
He's 11 now.
You know,
he was 8 when he first came in the studio.
And I actually happen to know that he's a catcher, and I used to be a catcher.
Okay.
And I know that because I umped behind him one night.
You're also a piano player.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
No,
Sorry.
I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
that much talent.
I'm sorry.
No, he's got more talent in his pinky
I think so.
than I contain in all.
I don't want to say that's true, but I'm betting on the kid.
I'll verify.
Okay.
Yes. So coming up later today, mixed bag. Here's what we can expect from Eyewitness News.
From Eyewitness News, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center today. Leftover scattered showers taper by afternoon. Decreasing clouds. Becoming mostly sunny late day, a high of 78. Tonight, mainly clear to partly cloudy, near 60. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, breezy. Warmer, more humid. Then increasing clouds with an isolated shower or thunderstorm in the evening, a high of 85. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Cloudy right now, 66 at 7:07. All right, in sports, Mets lost again, 7-4 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They wrap up the series this afternoon at Citi Field. More importantly, the Yankees lost last night, shut out by the Braves. Boy, the Braves make New York baseball look like the minor leagues. 5-0 was the final. Severino takes the loss, 5 runs, 3 of them earned over 5 hits in 4 innings. DJ LeMahieu got the team's only hit last night. Yankees now drop to 60-60, 500, and they've only got 42 games left to play. They look to salvage the series finale tonight in Atlanta. Smitty is giving them very little chance now to make the playoffs. Like I
He's
said,
just looking straight down. He's like
very
depressed
little
over
chance.
it. Not good.
Very little
Done.
chance.
They're done.
It's over with.
A former Met who really led the team to the 2015, helped lead the team to the 2015 World Series, is officially retiring, and that is Daniel Murphy. He played 38 games this year for the AAA affiliate of the LA Angels, that being the Salt Lake Bees. 1 home run, 25 RBIs. Of course, he was the NLCS MVP back in 2015, leading the Mets to the World Series. He also spent time with the Nationals, Rockies, and Chicago Cubs through his 12-year big league career.
Kind of felt like the minute we you knew he was going to get back to hurt us when we traded him away. Yeah. Now it's over.
I went to the Washington Nationals. I think he won a World Series there with them.
Mm-hmm.
And one more. The Jets have activated Breece Hall from the PUP list, physically unable to perform. He had been recovering from an ACL injury that he suffered last season in Week 7. Hall is expected to be limited in practice as they try to ramp him up and ready him for the regular season.
Coming up this hour, we'll give you a chance to win tickets. Tom Papa is coming to the Turning Stone. Tickets go on sale Friday morning at 10 a.m. You can win them before you can buy them. At some point this hour, we're going to ask you to call in and somehow make us, that includes Manaski, make us laugh.
So via the WIBX 950 app, and I do not believe this was intended for the contest, and it got a snicker, not a laugh. A snicker.
Okay.
Okay. Right. John from Rome says, I guess Matt Harvey's girlfriend has made a call to the bullpen to bring in a reliever.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give that a snicker. But Davey's laughing at
he
that
likes
one.
that one, yeah.
It doesn't count, though, but you might want to use it. You never know.
And then
use it.
Debbie in Rome tells us that
Hello, Debbie.
She had a reservation at the Albany Holiday Inn Express, but it was canceled next month, she says, because the mayor there is making them take the refugees. Now, I'm curious, Debbie, as a follow-up to that, is that the reason they gave you, or is that what you're hearing or that you've surmised? I'm just wondering if the hotel actually said, look, we no longer have these rooms because the mayor made us.
Yeah. The Holiday Express, they're putting them in.
Holiday Inn Express.
Okay. Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, interesting stuff. We'll get into all of it coming up. Ben Kidwell is, as Manaski has said, 11 years old. He was in our studio back when he was 8. If you remember, he ended up performing with Showtime on stage at the post-race party for the Boilermaker a few years back. And we'll speak with Ben. He is on his way to perform at the Little League World Series. That is so cool. And we'll get to it coming up. Also, later in the hour, on the Hochul announcement from yesterday, the money given to the site number 2, and that is over at SUNY Poly. And what does it all mean? What's next for that? And how close are we to landing somebody to come in to just close out the rest of that property over there with Wolfspeed? It'll be interesting with Steve DeMayo coming up later on in the hour. Hobica's free money question of the day is worth $300 this morning. All right, $300. And we'll get to that later in the hour as well. It's 7:10 at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Lowest prices of the season on all Flex Steel and Smith Brothers upholstery. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label fillable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver it locally free of charge, or you can pick it up from their showroom. So stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today for their summer sales event and save big on select floor pieces and take what you love home today. Adirondack Home Furniture in Riverside Center, Utica. Give them a call at 315-738-7817 or visit AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Go green, they say. But how? Start with your biggest investment, your home. Invest in the future with a new water furnace geothermal heating and cooling system by City Suburban. We at City Suburban have converted hundreds of customers to green energy to heat and cool their home. And we can do the same for you. Now is the best time with the New York State Clean Heat Energy Program, where you can save up to $12,000 while funds are available on your water furnace geothermal system, plus a 30% federal tax credit. They say go green. We say go Geo.
Hi, this is Chris from City Suburban. There's never been a better time than ever to go green. With the New York State Clean Heat Energy rebates and federal tax credit, you can save thousands on the installation, plus save for years to come on energy costs. And like always, every installation comes with City Suburban's POMG. That's peace of mind guaranteed. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com for more information.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, the United County Department of Family and Community Services is looking for people right now. They are looking for caseworkers. And we receive a starting salary of over $51,000 a year, 35-hour work week, 13 paid holidays, plus a floating holiday, and additional paid time off. And you'll be a part of helping someone and changing their lives in a positive way. Perfect career for people starting out or re-entering the workforce. The position has long-term career potential and plenty of room for advancement. And some of the benefits include New York State retirement, extensive paid training, potential student loan forgiveness and reimbursement of tuition, and again, starting salary over $51,000. As an Oneida County caseworker, you'll make a difference in the lives of children and families. Log on to our website, WIBX950.com, and in the trending bar, click on CNY Online Job Fair and learn more and apply today.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Speaking of jobs, Daylight Donuts in New Hartford is looking for an assistant baker, and they're looking to hire. Reach out to them today. Chuck Sedella and everybody at Daylight Donuts. Great place to work. And, of course, great for coffee and lattes, over 14 flavors. Great for bagels and donuts and sandwiches and a very speedy drive-through. You're in and out, and you are on your way. It's Daylight Donuts. I can switch that over for you. It's Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. All right, I want to play a little piece of Ben Kidwell performing. This is up on YouTube. You can check it out. He is now 11 years old. Ben, good morning. You look so much older now. You look like such an old kid. How you doing? All right, listen to this. This is Ben Kidwell doing a little Mozart. Here we go. It's pretty good, Ben.
Thank you.
That's unbelievable.
Pretty darn impressive.
Thank you.
Here is for the Italians. We'll do a little something for the Italians here. Hold on, I got to find this here. Why did it not pop up? I don't know what just happened to me here. Anyway, well, I'll get the Italian thing in there for a second. In a second, Ben Kidwell, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you're 11 now. That puts you in what grade?
6th.
6th grade. Wow, you're close to heading off to middle school, junior high school. Okay, tell us what you're going to be doing soon. You're actually leaving this morning, right?
Yes, I am. So, I'm playing the national anthem at the Little League World Series. So.
That is impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Thank you.
So, how did you get that gig? What did you have to do?
So I played the national anthem for our All Stars in New Hartford Little League, and the commissioner of Little League, Mike Gentile, also has a music major and sent it down to Little League International.
Okay, I didn't know he was a music major. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either. As a matter of fact, Sal Barbero texted into the show to me this morning to say I was umping the game
Wow.
he was umping the game
Yeah.
that you did for the All-Star game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he was there the day you sang. Yeah.
Well, that had to be an awesome call, Dad. That had to be an awesome call that you guys received.
We were at a Blue Sox game. I got an email from Little League International communications director, and couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that is cool. So, which game are you playing? Or are you playing the anthem for?
The first game, right? Wait.
Thursday, 3:00.
Thursday at 3. Okay. Now remember, that's all on TV. Is it ESPN that's covering
It's
it?
going to be aired on ESPN.
Okay, so at 3 p.m. on Thursday.
Yeah, but we're hoping they'll stream the national anthem because not always they do.
You're
Not
right.
always
I know. Sometimes they do. Well, you got an 11-year-old playing the national anthem. I would hope they do.
I know.
So, all right. Now you're also playing baseball right now, right?
Not anymore. Well, I'm doing fall ball. Yeah.
If fall ball, you
Fall ball.
are. So, which do you put more time into, the baseball or the piano?
Piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gives you a chance to do other things too. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're going to see some really. I mean, I have to say, when you get to the World Series, you see some amazing play out of these kids.
Yeah, I know. Like we love me and my grandma and my mom love to watch the games.
Yeah, I mean they're incredible, right? Yeah, get right up close to that. They are. They're so. I mean, yeah, in some cases, when you look in the majors, you see there's a whole list of players who played in the Little League World Series who have made it off to Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Like Cody Bellinger.
Yeah,
people like that.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite stuff to play right now?
So I really like to play a lot of classical, like a Chopin. It's called the Minute Waltz. It's like really fast.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I'm playing. There's this song called "Lost Boy" by Ruth B.
Okay.
Which is it's kind of like it. I like that one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you did. I'm going to play a little piece. I said I'd play something for the Italians. Oh, yeah. You did the Tarantella, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's listen in a little something for the Italians out there this morning. Here we go.
It's unbelievable.
Man, you have gotten so good. Wow.
Wow, your timing is unbelievable.
Yeah, very cool. That's really, really good.
Thank you.
All right, now, how long's the drive? It's probably about 3-4 hour drive?
5 hours.
5 hours.
From here to Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then from
Yeah, I
here to
should know that.
Williamsport is around 4.
About 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you'll be heading down, and so you have a chance to. You're going to check any games out before you. I would assume, right? You'll see a game or two.
We have to be there early tomorrow morning for a sound check.
Oh, okay.
And, we're leaving today because we have to be there so early.
Right.
And we have
right.
to leave the house. We might as well go.
You might as well go and enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
Here. I mean, go ahead.
The World Series, the Little League World Series, kicks off actually with some international action today. Africa and Panama at 1:00. You're performing at 3:00 tomorrow, which is Northwest versus New England, and this schedule says it'll be televised on ESPN.
Okay, yeah.
With including the national anthem. Fingers crossed.
Isn't the Northwest like Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dad, what is it? I mean, for a dad to go to a baseball game with his kid is just such a great father-son tradition. But you're going to a baseball game with your kid who's going to play the national anthem. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of special things about this one. We have a baseball house. My wife and my wife's grandmother lives with us. They're huge baseball fans.
Okay.
I'm certainly a fan, but my wife really leads the baseball charge in our house. And it's really cool to experience all of this together. Now, Ben has said over and over he'd rather be playing on that field with his team. But this is certainly pretty cool,
This is certainly pretty cool. A Mets fan, yeah?
Yankees.
Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm
All
sorry,
kids
man,
are.
but it's
I know. All kids are Yankees fans around here.
Well,
It's just the way it is. It's because they
Go ahead,
win
say
so
it.
much.
Go
Well,
ahead,
not
say
this
it.
year.
Go ahead, say it.
Yeah.
I love to get trash talked by an 11-year-old. Go ahead, tell me.
Probably the superior coaching on the
It might be, yeah. All right, well, listen, you guys will be on your way. Congratulations. We're excited. Could you just do us one favor and make sure you send us, if we don't see it on ESPN, we'd love to post a video of him performing on Thursday.
Absolutely.
That'd be really cool. All right, we're rooting for you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
You are
man.
awesome,
And
man.
let's get you in
Good luck.
studio sometime where you can perform for us live here.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, love it. Okay, guys, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Nice job, Ben Kidwell. And watch from tomorrow at 3 on ESPN. Hopefully, they'll do the national anthem on TV. Thank you very much, Ben. Good luck. Thank you. Good seeing you, man. Got a good, firm handshake. Has he not, he's 11, and I'm saying how much he's matured. And just listen to his play, how this kid performs. Man, he's come so far. I mean, we were so impressed when he was 8. Just reminds you of some of the great musicians who've come out of this area. Early on, I think of course, Joe Bonamassa. So I got a break. It's 7:24 WIBX.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget. Or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic in a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, if it's concrete, it's Brank Construction. Call 315-894-3481 for Brank, located in Frankfort. They service all of upstate New York. Concrete driveways and sidewalks, all of your masonry and concrete needs, cellarway entrances, basement floors. Maybe it's a repair to a chimney or a stone wall or foundation, a retaining wall. It's all there at Brank Construction. Call today, 315-894-3481. Brank Construction, 315-894-3481 for concrete work.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, each week we do a legal segment, and this week our legal expert is Ken Belkin. takes a look at some of the stories out there that are gathering attention. Ken Belkin, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You ready to go? I'm going to throw 3 topics at you, and you give us your take, all right?
You got it.
Let us start with a federal lawsuit filed after a woman is falsely arrested by police in Detroit after being wrongly identified through AI, facial recognition.
I was going to say, this is AI, isn't it? And it's wrong.
Yep. What do you think?
This is AI, and like my paralegal who tried to go the easy route and do a subpoena with ChatGPT, it didn't work out so well for the police in this situation, or this woman, quite frankly. But I think she's got a great false arrest and malicious prosecution case, which is, something they call them civil rights cases. And if the probable cause for your arrest is based on law enforcement, and not someone's allegations made to law enforcement, but law enforcement's observations through the use of, let's say, facial recognition technology, then they've got some liability, and they're going to have to pay her for the time that she was in custody, the time she spent going to court. And, this is something that might be a new area of civil rights law, facial recognition arrests.
Yeah, wow.
Let me ask you this. We have DNA today, and it's something, it's a technology that we didn't have 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Okay, so we use that to positively identify people. I'm going to try to make an analogy here and say, AI, we believe this software is a technology that allows us to positively identify someone, absolutely no doubt about it. My question is the liability on the police department or the officers who made the arrest or the person who sold the technology?
Well, that's a good question, and the liability probably reaches further than law enforcement itself.
Yeah.
It probably reaches to the seller of the technology. It probably reaches to the producer of the technology. And as far as the individual officers, in most jurisdictions, even though they will be named in the lawsuit, the city will cover their liability.
All right.
However, there is a movement to change that, which is kind of insane.
I want to ask you about topic number 2 in Sacramento, California.
This is great.
A DA has threatened legal action over homelessness, and the mayor is blasting him for it, him or her. I didn't see which that was in there. What do you think of this story, and explain?
Well, I think you've got a situation in most major American cities right now where homelessness, rampant public drug use is out of control, and petty theft is sort of, been made legal to a certain extent by some very left-wing DAs. That being said, there are some people in the DA's seat that are not going to tolerate it, and they're going to look to see what prosecutorial tools they might have at their disposal to address it. And this particular DA, he's got this nuisance law that was probably unenforced for like 100 years in the city that basically says if you own property, you could be criminally liable if you allow a nuisance to continue on it, such as public drug use, such as a tent city. So he's trying to put some of the onus back on the private citizen and maybe force the mayor to do something. But if that law is on the books, if that is the law, he is a prosecutor, and he has a duty to enforce that law.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to completely disagree here. I'm sorry, I have to. In Los Angeles, I'll use as an example. They have people who just live. They live their life. Their house is the street corner. They live on the street. The cops don't do anything. The elected officials don't do anything. Nobody does anything. They want to go after owners of private property for what? Not confronting people with needles sticking out of their arms?
Look. He's trying. Look, I'm not saying I agree with it. I think that the mayor probably needs to step it up. Really, in the final analysis, he's just the DA. But I think they've gotten to a point where the DA says there's a huge public safety problem here, and he's looking at all tools at his disposal to deal with it. And unfortunately, this is one of them. But the reality is, our elected officials, our legislatures, and our mayors need to step it up as much as the DAs do.
Yeah.
That's who the DA, I think, should go after. The people who don't enforce. And, you're going after private. Now it's on, your mother-in-law who's 75 to go confront somebody on her front lawn for using drugs. Come on.
Get off my lawn. Yeah. Although I know plenty of people who wouldn't let a ball on their front lawn, let alone a homeless person.
Sure.
Or anywhere near it. Topic 3. This is interesting. This will show you that when people say, "Well, President Trump owns the Supreme Court," you never know how a Supreme Court justice will vote and decide what decisions they make, what side they'll be on. Once they get there, they're there for life. And here we're talking about gun control and Biden administration, their efforts to regulate so-called ghost guns. A lower court actually struck that down, but the Supreme Court is allowing it to continue, at least for now. What are your thoughts, and what's this story?
So the ATF doesn't specifically have, enforcement jurisdiction over ghost guns, but they're saying they do. They are guns. They're not manufactured anywhere of any repute, but they're out there, and someone's got to enforce the laws against them. A court said no, they don't have jurisdiction to do this. Supreme Court, and this is where it's interesting, because Amy Coney Barrett, one of Trump's appointees, she's shown to be a bit of a wild card in some respects, and she didn't join with what we call the conservative wing of the Supreme Court. Her and Chief Justice Roberts joined with the more liberal side of the court in saying, hey, wait a second, I think we've got to take a deeper look at this, and someone's got to enforce and regulate these ghost guns.
Wow. All right, interesting stuff. Ken Belkin, thanks so much. We'll do it again.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you. Good stuff there.
You understand my point, though, on that story about
completely.
The Sacramento mayor?
Yep.
Look, we call on, and we saw this. This was
like if
happening.
somebody's speeding down your street, you're requiring the homeowner to yell at them and stop them from speeding.
When you have law enforcement in many cases where these people are being a nuisance, they don't do anything or can't do anything. Their hands are tied. You want a private citizen. Now you're going to hold them accountable? Just arrest the person who's the nuisance. Why don't you do that?
Right.
Well, write tickets to the private owner who pays the property taxes.
You'd be committing there. You'd be actually doing something. Two stories this morning that we've been following. One is a real feel-good type story, and it makes you kind of wonder. The other one, I don't feel so good about at all. Did you see what was the Disney movie, Blind Side?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this, Davey?
Michael Orr, the guy was
Michael Orr,
offensive lineman for the Ravens. Now, this has gone on for years.
Prior to that, he was like homeless or whatever. He was adopted. It was the Disney movie, and it was a feel-good movie.
Played the mom.
Sandra Bullock played the mom, and they basically rescued this kid.
Well, they took some creative liberty in the movie, right?
According to the book, they rescued him, and then they nurtured him to the point where he made it all the way to the NFL. And so what he's saying now is it wasn't such a pleasant thing, and that his adopted family isn't even really his adopted family. That instead of adopting him, what they did was had him sign over his rights in a conservatorship where they handle his legal affairs.
Still?
I believe so. How do you pronounce their name? Tuohy's?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Have since denied this. They kept conservatorship a secret from him, saying they are devastated by the allegations that they profited handsomely from his story and have even claimed, though, their lawyer that had demanded $15 million payment from them and threatened to go public, according to TMZ. He says he was duped out of this, that he never really even was adopted. So this is a sad thing that this story has come to this. But I wonder who's in the right and who's in the wrong. Did they wrong this kid, or is he the ungrateful one who got to play in the NFL, and now that he's no longer playing in the NFL, he needs money? I don't know.
It's an interesting question. I remember there was
I can't wait to see that movie.
Yeah.
Let's see the real movie.
There was some turbulence in the aftermath after the movie came out because, again, it's a Disney movie. It's based on a true story. So you think everything in there is verbatim. This is exactly what happened and how it happened.
I've always thought that was the story, that he loved them. And you'd see all these pictures of them together and that sort of thing.
And I don't know that he, you say, I thought he loved them. I don't know that he hates them, but I just think, people constantly pepper him with versions of his own life that was played out on a movie screen, which wasn't actually really his own life.
He claims that the man and woman who were what he thought his adoptive parents tricked him into making them his conservators rather than his adoptive parents nearly 2 decades ago. The
This
former
sounds like a legal thing.
Ravens Super Bowl winner is seeking to have the conservatorship terminated, and it sounds like it's still going on.
Wow.
That they're still making money off his name and asking for a full accounting of the money earned off the use of his name, including the film that made over $300 million at the box office and the novel that inspired it. So that is a crazy story. I have one more.
Can I just follow? Just one more thought on that. I do see an issue with him saying you're making money off my story, my life. When if they're his parents, or if for a legal reason they went this route where technically, then instead of being his adopted parents, they're his conservators. It's their life too, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to write a book involving your kid, you wouldn't have to say, okay, every page that was read that I earned a dime off of, you get now because your name was mentioned.
However, the conservatorship versus adopting, I don't know the answer to that, but I think that once you reach a certain age, you are responsible for yourself.
Right.
And your parents aren't making money off. You're not going to work and your parents are making money for it.
Right.
And I wonder if that includes that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I wonder who's in the right here. And if he's not in the right, I feel really bad for this family. If he is in the right, I feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know which it is, but am I the only one talking about this is the movie I want to see? I want to see the real movie based on a true story, and this is real. These things happened.
Based on the accounts of a fly on the wall in the kitchen who heard everything that actually went on.
These things happen. And then this I just thought was really amazing when you end up with a certain person in your life. Some people say, wow, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Yeah. And in this case, a woman donated her kidney to save her husband's life. They were married, so they found each other. Later on, he ended up receiving a kidney because of a kidney disease from his wife. The odds of the match of this kidney, the odds of this kidney matching are 1 in 22 million.
Wow.
And these two somehow found each other and got married, and they are the perfect match.
That's beautiful.
Here's Darren Creed of England talking about the insane odds that his wife would actually be the perfect match. Coming up. Here it is. Anytime now.
Well, let me just say that's a beautiful thing.
It's not gonna play for me for some reason, but it will here. Let's try it here. I'm not going to play it. You heard the story. For God's sakes, I can't even understand it.
I can't understand what he says either.
Anyway,
I'd have to imagine
1
that
in 22 million.
Yeah,
and they wound up together the perfect match for his kidney.
It's a beautiful thing. I would have to imagine, though, that since they're from England, they're probably both in need of like a dental donor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's very true. All right. We're going to give you a chance to win. Coming up, Tom Papa tickets. If you can make us laugh, anyone in the studio, even
I just did it. I hit you with a little one-liner.
15 seconds, a little one-liner, a little whatever. We're going to give you that chance. And Hobica's free money question of the day. That's worth $300. Davey, this morning we're going with caller number what for the free money question.
Go double digits. Come on.
All right, caller number 2. Wow, only caller number 2.
I'll go double digits.
Second caller right now at 315-736-0186. It's your chance to win $300 from the Hobica Law Firm. Caller 2, 315-736-0186.
Hi, I'm Jill Hayes.
And I'm Scott Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, Scott, saving money feels great.
Oh, no.
And saving 50%? That's just incredible.
What did you buy?
What? Nothing. I'm talking about the New York Sash 50% off sale and how right now, for a limited time, we're offering 50% off the installation on every New York Sash window.
That's right. They're energy efficient, they're beautiful, they come with a lifetime warranty, and they're all on display at our Idea and Design Center, so you can browse at your convenience with no pressure. And if you have questions,
We'll be happy to help you choose the perfect windows for your home.
And you can get them installed at half the cost.
Replace one window, two windows, a whole house full of windows, and save 50% on the installation.
It happens once a year and it ends soon. Get 50% off the installation at New York Sash.
We're open Monday through Saturday, so call us this week or visit our Idea and Design Center on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
And let our family take care of your family.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Are you in the market for a vehicle? A vehicle that's like new, but you don't want to break the bank? Look no further than GM certified pre-owned vehicles at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. With rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on GM certified vehicles, you can find new roads without the high price tag. Whether it's a Chevy Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, or Traverse, you'll get a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and an additional 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. You can drive with confidence knowing your vehicle is covered. Visit online anytime at SteetPonteChevy.com to browse the complete inventory. Steet Ponte Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer. See why it's always easy to do business at Steet Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership.
Customer must qualify top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by August 31st, 2023.
Enjoy a group outing this summer at Saratoga Racecourse. Reservations are now available for the climate-controlled paddock suite, accommodating 80 guests, and for large-scale corporate gatherings at the rail at the 1863 Club. Head down the stretch to the Stella Artois Spa Verandas for groups of 50, or tailgate at the Turn with a carload of friends. For casual outdoor gatherings under cover, featuring buffet lunch with Prosecco offerings. Enjoy the Mionetto Easy Goer. Visit Naira.com to book your Saratoga group outing today.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right. $7:46 right now on the line is Tony, ready to take a shot at our free money question of the day from the Opeka Law Firm. Tony, good morning. Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Calling from Utica, Bill.
All right, cool. Now, I'd like to give you a chance to win Tom Papa tickets. Tom Papa, stand-up comedian, actor, radio TV host. He's amazing and incredibly funny. Coming to the Turning Stone on December 1st. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m., and you can win a pair of tickets before you can buy them. You have 15 seconds. Do whatever you want, one-liner, whatever. Make one of us laugh. Ready, go. Okay. I'd laugh at that, but I'm confused.
That was, I give him kudos for quick thinking. You know?
I kind of did laugh a little bit. Have him call back, Davey. Otherwise, I don't know what happened. The lines just went dead. We have had more technical issues here. You know, I yearn for the day when there was an actual copper line that went from point A to point B. And today, everything is so digitized this stuff like this happens. And I have a great question for him too. Do we wait on him? What do you think? All right, I'll take the first caller in if you can get through our lines.
Well, give him a sec. Hang on, give him a sec.
315-736-0186. I got to get this done or we'll do it next hour. Going. Okay, we'll have to do it again. I don't know what happened. I do know that we have Steve DeMeo on the line right now. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
At any point, this line could go, so let's get this conversation in.
Yes.
Okay.
So
hey, the next big developer you bring into SUNY Poly there in Marcy, have them run a line to our station if you don't mind.
We could use it. It amazes me, all the technology we have in the world, yet simple things like this don't work anymore.
So you want a copper line or you want fiber?
You call. You know more about this than I do.
I kind of like the analog days, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Okay, well, we're not in that world today. Okay, let's talk about the governor's announcement. When we heard the announcement, we thought a deal had been cut. Everybody was anticipating. Turns out we're preparing that, which is still very important, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So Wolfspeed has obviously built their semiconductor plant there, and they're in operation here. The balance of the site, we're looking to make some additional site development improvements and some infrastructure improvements. The state approved the Fast New York program a year ago, which basically earmarked, I think, $200 million to prepare sites to make them shovel ready. And so we filed an application to do site prep work on the balance of the site, about another 127 acres, so that we can reduce time to market for another end user.
We are looking at what seems to be some real opportunity, especially when there are shortages around the world of these products, and when we're looking at the need for electric cars and all of this technology. If there's ever a time, it seems like the time is right now. The opportunity is here right now.
It is. What's happened is then basically U.S. manufacturing is on an upswing. There's quite a drive from the federal level to have more onshoring of manufacturing jobs, making supply chains more resilient. And New York State's on a roll, too, and with the decision by Micron to invest in upstate New York, the Albany Nanotech facilities in the capital region, obviously what's happening at the SUNY Poly campus in Marcy with Wolfspeed, with Semicron, Danfoss. So there's quite an opportunity here, and we think there's more likelihood that we'll see semiconductor, advanced electronics, and supply chain growth that can be rooted here in the region.
So, Danfoss, Wolfspeed, you see those names. But I was doing some searching on job openings and found that Canon USA has some sort of a division in Marcy. I never knew it, but I'm assuming they're working along with either Danfoss or Wolfspeed on the property in Marcy for whatever it is that they need. Out at Griffiths, I think you see the same type of thing. I think we'd be shocked by the names who may not necessarily be, they may not be the Danfoss or the Wolfspeed, but these companies that are working with those companies, I think we'd all be pretty surprised by that. And Canon USA would be an example.
Yeah, so Canon probably is a supply chain company, and they may be looking at basically recruit some equipment techs here, which might be helping to facilitate operations, whether it be for Danfoss or for Wolfspeed.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I was doing my research after we heard there was going to be, I thought I'd figured it out. Canon is moving, they're moving to parcel number 2. I've figured it out, and sure enough, I didn't know anything. So I was way wrong.
So I heard
it is what it is. Yeah, good guess.
The governor yesterday was referring to this, I think, parcel 2 or the undeveloped field at SUNY Poly as the Field of Dreams. It's $14 million. She talked about this is, as you said as well, getting it shovel ready. So if a business wants to make a move or is ready to make a move, we're ready to accept them. Does $14 million cover it though? You said the Fast New York package was like $200 million. in a total funding package. She announced 40 of it yesterday. Is this one of those things where you have to wait another year for the second round of funding before, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed?
And I think they're going to be doing this pretty much on an as-needed basis as projects materialize and applications are received that have all the required information. So, the Marcy site does have quite a bit of site and infrastructure investment that's been made well in advance of full speed. If you look at the balance of the property from second roundabout down to the lower roundabout, there's 127 acres there. And that area needs quite a bit of site prep here. So this is the opportunity to make that investment, to grade the site, to get it to a certain grade that would be important for an eventual end user. They'll still have to do some site development work, but we pretty much get it in shape for them that would be easy for them to move forward with their development plans. We have all permitting in place, water, sewer, power, natural gas, all those improvements are in place.
Speaking with Steve DeMayo, Mohawk Valley Edge, and what happened yesterday with the governor. This how big of a role does Micron play being in nearby Syracuse?
I think obviously with the plans that they unveiled last year, they're going to have quite a supply chain tail following their project. So I think there's quite an opportunity for the central New York, the Mohawk Valley region, and other parts of upstate New York to benefit from their supply chain requirements here. So, there'll be some other companies that will be following Micron. We have the opportunity to capture that, a portion of their supply chain, as well as to look at other opportunities for end user activity on the balance of this site here. But, the full build out of the Micron site is about 9,000 direct jobs. If you look at their entire supply chain, it could grow as many as 50,000 jobs. That doesn't mean all 50,000 jobs would be rooted in upstate New York.
Right.
It's quite a supply chain tail that would need to be accommodated to meet their overall requirements.
Steve DeMille, we appreciate the time. Thank you. Listen, thank you for everything you have done, because I have to say, back when we were rooting for NASCAR to come out to Griffiths, we just didn't see your vision, and surely we all kind of have our tail between our legs right now, because it is the vision has worked, and you got to be pretty darn proud of that.
I think it's been a great team effort, and I think the region's got a lot of economic momentum, and our best days are in front of us.
All right. Steve DeMille, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. It is really quite impressive, because I remember being a part of that. Why not NASCAR? I mean, that would be perfect for the base. Tech, I don't think that's never going to turn into anything. And now look at Griffiths, and look at what's happening at Marcy. So a big, important investment in all of that happening yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Coming up next hour, apparently, I don't know what happened, Davey. We'll figure it out. We'll give Tony another shot at our free money question. And to be honest with you, I kind of think that through all of that, he might have made us laugh within that 15-second range. And if he's interested, we may have a pair of Tom Papa tickets for him coming up at the Turning Stone. Tickets go on sale at the Ticketmaster and 361 Show. The box office at the showroom on Friday at 10 a.m.
You made it seem like I was the one who was going to laugh at anything.
I
it was going to be so easy. He didn't say one word.
And I think I gave it away.
He didn't say one word.
It's like he hung up on us, and that was funny. I don't know. Got a break. News is straight ahead on WIBX.
Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation.
Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
If you're looking for flooring, boy, do I have the perfect place for you. This is Bill Keeler, and I highly recommend in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, the area's leading flooring store. They have the absolute largest inventory in Central New York, and it's a brand new store at the Route 49 Plaza in Marcy. And if you're looking for Pergo Extreme, they have a price guarantee anywhere in the area within a 60-mile radius of their store. It's a pretty awesome deal, and you know you're going to get the best deal at Insera's. Log on to their website at inserasflooringoutlet.com and sign up to save $50 off your next purchase of $500 or more. You can shop online or in the store. You will not find a better selection than Insera's Flooring Outlet. See why more people buy from the big store. Its selection, its price, and it's a 6-month interest-free financing. Log on to the website, inserasflooringoutlet.com, and see for yourself, or visit their store. Insera's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road in Marcy.
Let's face it, talking about life insurance is never easy. But after we watched a close friend lose her husband with no insurance, we decided that wasn't going to happen to our family.
Yeah, but shopping for life insurance can be almost as difficult as talking about it.
But then we heard about Ethos Life Insurance. They're a new kind of life insurance, built for people on a busy schedule who don't have time for unnecessary doctor's visits, fine print, or hidden fees. You know, who want to keep it simple.
I couldn't believe how easy it was. We answered a few basic questions, and within minutes, we had an estimate of what it would cost and what sort of policy made sense for us.
I never imagined a life insurance could be so affordable.
And accessible.
The peace of mind knowing that our future is secure, it just removes a lot of the fear around getting older and...
Yeah, the unexpected.
I'm glad we talked about it.
I'm glad we went with ethoslife.com.
Go to ethoslife.com now for your free estimate. That's ETHOSlife.com. EthosLife.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
They've only identified 5 of the 106 confirmed dead in Hawaii. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A week after a wildfire destroyed the town of Lahaina, Fox's William Lajeunesse is in Maui.
So the most immediate challenge is accounting for the 1,000 individuals who are still considered missing. 20 dogs, 90 recovery workers are in the disaster zone, sifting through the rubble and the ashes, looking for any soft tissue, teeth, and bones that they can recover DNA.
President Biden calls the disaster.
Generations of native Hawaiian history turned into ruin. I've spoken to Governor Josh Green multiple times and reassured him the state will have everything it needs from the federal government.
The president says he plans to go, but isn't sure when, not wanting to interfere with the recovery. The president spoke in Wisconsin as he keeps touting the law he signed a year ago today. No Republicans supported.
The Inflation Reduction Act was approved by a slim Democratic majority, authorizing nearly $800 billion in clean energy projects and an IRS workforce increase. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other top congressional Democrats will celebrate the first anniversary here later today. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
After his 4th indictment, this time in Georgia over attempts to overturn the 2020 election, former President Trump claims evidence released Monday will exonerate him and the 18 others charged. That's getting pushback from a fellow Republican.
Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp, who often clashed with Trump, tweeted at him saying the 2020 election in Georgia was not stolen. For nearly 3 years now, anyone with evidence of fraud has failed to come forward under oath and prove anything in a court of law.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Weeks after American soldier Travis King fled to North Korea, that country is finally making public comment, claiming King was disillusioned with the inequality of American society and was the victim of racial discrimination in the military. King crossed into the North after being jailed in South Korea on assault charges. He wanted to avoid being sent back to the U.S. to face discipline. America's listening to Fox News.
All right, this just in, Pure Talk just added more 5G data to every plan and is now including a mobile hotspot with no price increase at all whatsoever. Just $20 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and now 50% more 5G data, plus you get mobile hotspot. Start saving today. Go to puretalk.com, enter the promo code Sean, S-E-A-N, to make the switch to Pure Talk, and you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code Sean.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. D-I-N-O-V-I-T-E. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 67 degrees. WIBX News Time is 8:03. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service, celebrating 70 years in business, 3 generations and counting. You can visit them online at clintontractor.net. Governor Kathy Hochul making a stop in the Mohawk Valley. She announced a total statewide package of $40 million in grant money for locations across the state to prepare more semiconductor supply chain jobs. The governor making the announcement from the SUNY Poly campus in Marcy. Mohawk Valley Edge will receive $14 million in grant funding. The governor says that money will help the state attract elite companies that will create good jobs and boost the economy. You can read more on that and see the full list of grant recipients at WIBX950.com. Spectrum is revealing its plan to lay off almost 300 employees at its call center in DeWitt. A company spokesperson says calls from the center will be transitioned to other centers in the region in coming weeks, and also added the layoffs are part of an effort to serve customers more efficiently. Employees who wish to transfer to another location are being allowed to do so. They say anyone who can't find a job by the time that center in DeWitt closes would be eligible for severance benefits. A New York food festival going on today if you're headed east. It's in the Capital District at the New York State Food Festival, Empire State Plaza in downtown Albany. Starts at 11 this morning, runs till 9 tonight. Plenty of vendors and live music on display. Live music is at 7:30 tonight. There is no cost to attend the festival. Week 6 of Saratoga kicks off today. Highlights include the 3rd giveaway of the season Friday night. And on Saturday, it's the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes and the Lake Placid Stakes, both being run, of course, at the Summer Place to Be. More information online at NYRA.com/Saratoga. And, Bill, we were talking this morning about cable and who cuts the cord and who doesn't. And, of course, the story in the news this morning about Spectrum laying off some employees from the call center there. For the first time ever, television accounts for less than half of Americans' viewing time.
Wow.
According to Nielsen, traditional cable and broadcast television made up 49% combined of all TV viewing. On the other hand, streaming services like Netflix and YouTube grew to a record of 40% of total TV watching. By my math, that leaves 11%. What is that? You watch a movie like a DVD or...
What is it? What is the breakdown again?
Okay, so the breakdown is, according to Nielsen, traditional cable and broadcast made up 49% of all television watching. 40% was Netflix, YouTube, and other streaming services. Where's the other 11%?
11%, these are people who just stare at the TV when it's off.
Oh.
See, that's, you're frustrated, things aren't going well, you're sitting there, you're just looking at the TV like, what the hell did I do? Why did I marry this woman? You know, it's things like that. That causes people to stare into the television. And I don't know, there's an escape there.
I can imagine your wife walks by and you're staring at a blank screen and you're like, yeah, hon, just watching the Mets game.
Yeah.
Rather be looking at a blank screen.
Right, more entertaining. I do believe, though, it would be my wife looking at the blank screen saying, what was I thinking 25 years ago on September 5th? What in the hell was I thinking?
WIBX News Time is 8:07. Here's what we can expect later today.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, leftover scattered showers taper by afternoon. Decreasing clouds. Becoming mostly sunny late day, a high of 78. Tonight, mainly clear to partly cloudy, near 60. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, breezy. Warmer, more humid. Then increasing clouds with an isolated shower or thunderstorm in the evening, a high of 85. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Right now, cloudy 67 at 8:07. All right, in sports, after chopping up the Mets over the weekend, the Braves doing damage to the New York Yankees. Last night's final 5-0. The Yankees now fall to 500. They are 60-60 on the season. And Smitty says it's all but over for those pinstripes. Again, no comment. The Mets, meanwhile, they lost last night, 7-4 the final, at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Mets look to win the series, the rubber match coming up this afternoon at Citi Field. One day after adding a star to their backfield, with the Jets getting even more running back reinforcement, Breece Hall has been activated from the PUP list. He had been recovering from an ACL surgery that he suffered in Week 7 of last season. And, of course, a big day today. The Little League Baseball World Series begins in historic Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The quest for the title begins for 10 teams from the U.S. and 10 teams from around the globe. This is the second straight year the tournament will feature 20 teams. That's up from 16 in previous years. The West region are defending champions after Hawaii claimed its 4th title in Little League Baseball World Series history last summer. Just reading that made me think of the situation in the Lahaina wildfires there.
Oh, terrible.
I'm sure those players have some very, very heavy hearts as they enter the tournament. Locally, on a brighter note, Ben Kidwell, who was just in studio with us last hour, is on the road as we speak, headed to Williamsport, PA. He's going to be performing the national anthem ahead of a game tomorrow, a 3 o'clock game, televised on ESPN. I think it's the Northwest against the Northeast. Northwest versus New England.
Correct, New England.
Yeah.
Here he is playing a little Beethoven. I'm sorry, a little Bach. Sorry. That, by the way, is in D minor, just if you're checking.
Nice, Bill.
I read it in the title. He's really good. I mean, this kid is now 11 years old, and it was really awesome that the people here, including Gentile, from Little League here, saw him perform the anthem here and then pass it on to the national group. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll have this kid in game number 2, right? His game, second day of the Little League World Series. And he'll be performing tomorrow at 3. Hopefully, that'll be on ESPN. The game will be, will they cover the national anthem? If not, we'll have it for you through his dad and mom, and we'll make sure that it goes up and is live on our website for you to check out.
Good luck, Ben.
Pretty darn cool. All right, Davey, what's on one? I don't know what's going on. I'm lost.
Could I just add something real quick?
Yeah.
This happened on Monday since I wasn't here yesterday. Colgate is mourning the loss of longtime football coach Dick Biddle.
Oh, really?
Coach Biddle was the longest, winningest coach in Colgate history and Patriot League from 1996 to 2013. He was the head coach of the Red Raiders.
Right up until 2013. Wow.
Now I'm glad you mentioned that. Are they still the Red Raiders?
They're the Colgate Raiders.
The Raiders, not Red. Okay, all those changes. Do I need anything on line one?
That's Mike, the next guest.
Okay, Mike Zalewski and Joe. We'll do them after the break. We're going to talk about the Utica Sports Hall of Fame and the Utica Blue Sox 1983 team will be going in. We'll chat with them about the festivities happening this weekend. And coming up, let's do the. I have a great free money question. And we had Tony, our caller. It just went. We talked to him, and then it just went to dial tone.
I thought you hung up on him.
How do we want to do it? And by the way, I'll also do, if you think you can make one of us chuckle, one of us laugh within 15 or so seconds by something that you say or do on the phone, you can try that out as well. You could win Tom Papa tickets coming up at the Turning Stone Casino in the showroom. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. We'll give you a chance to make one of us laugh right now, along with our $300 free money question of the day. Davey, make it caller number what? 3?
4.
4. Caller 4 right now. Your chance to win cash and tickets. 315-736-0186.
Heritage Logging and Tree Removal is your trusted tree removal specialist. With today's extreme weather conditions and new invasive species wreaking havoc on your trees, you need to protect your valuable property and your precious loved ones. As soon as you suspect any problem, call and Heritage Logging will be there to assess your trees and give 24-hour emergency services. For all your tree care needs, call or text 315-796-2941 or visit heritagelogging.com. That's heritagelogging.com.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Cliff's Local Market is now hiring.
As a locally owned growing family business, there's a lot of opportunity for me to progress in my career here. And it feels like I'm a part of a big family.
I'm so glad I joined the Cliffs team. The benefits are great too. I can even get dental and vision as a part-time employee. But I really like the employee meal discount.
Seeing all of my local customers each day and being able to put a smile on their face is what I most enjoy about working at Cliffs.
Come join our team. Apply at cliffslocalmarket.com/careers.
If we've learned anything from recent news, it's that unexpected things are happening. Your gut tells you there's something very wrong going on, and all the evidence suggests that there is. Government emails are hacked. There's talk of how to fight World War III, and trade of grains and food are being disrupted. Those in charge say everything's fine. Stop noticing, but you know better. It's time to invest in self-reliance and emergency food storage now, more than ever. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, is the place you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunch, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save 25%, plus get free shipping on all their 3-month emergency food kits. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. It's time to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
You don't have to live in Britain to get what the New York Times calls the best of British telly. Stream the UK's most brilliant series only on BritBox. Unlock acclaimed favourites including Vera and Stonehouse, starring Succession's Matthew McFadden. Plus, don't miss upcoming original dramas like Archie, the story of Hollywood's greatest leading man, Cary Grant. Lose yourself in Britain's best entertainment, only on BritBox. Start a free trial at BritBox.com.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Hey, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family physician, a new family practitioner, or a specialist in some regard, maybe an acupuncturist, et cetera, all at the Falcon Clinic under one roof. Dr. Shimoleski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic. Reach out today and schedule an appointment. 315-507-4751. Have a friend who was thinking that she was going to have to get rid of her small business because of the pain that she was dealing in. And using the osteopathic techniques and modern medicine combined, by working with Dr. Zielinski and Dr. Shimoleski, she today has a thriving business, and she didn't have to retire because she solved her problem and the pain went away. Reach out today, 315-507-4751. Accepting new patients, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Give you a little idea. This is Tom Papa. He'll be coming to the Turning Stone, and we're giving away tickets for you to win. Before you can win them, they go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. This is Tom Papa.
Are you kidding me? These are the good old days. The good old days? We're just figuring out how to do stuff now. And we don't even have it figured out yet. You want to go to the good old days? They didn't know how to do anything back there. Nothing. You ever see the first bicycle ever made? I don't know how to make anything. But I know you don't take the smallest wheel you can find and put that in the back. And the biggest wheel on earth and put that up front. It's a bad bike.
Yeah, he makes me laugh.
You couldn't even get in the seat by yourself. Your friends had to fling you up there by the ends of your handlebar mustache and hope you landed on the seat. And once you started pedaling, you couldn't stop. You pedaled till you died. And that was okay, because your life expectancy in the good old days, 28 years old.
I love him. Tom Papa coming to the showroom of the Turning Stone. We'll give you another shot at those later on in the hour as soon as we can get our phone system up and working. It does seem like are we able to get these two on? We were able to call them. Mike Zalewski is on and worked with the Utica Blue Sox. Joanne Gerace, also legendary with the Utica Blue Sox. And in 1983, that team was legendary, and they went on to win the New York Penn League, a book written about the team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those were crazy years, amazing years. And this weekend,
not this. It's not this weekend.
And coming soon, next month, they will enter the Utica Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame. And let's start with Joanne. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I know we had you guys on recently, and we really couldn't talk about the Hall of Fame thing, but it's official now. This team will be inducted into the Utica Sports Hall of Fame. Yes,
this team will be inducted into the Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame. We haven't had a team inducted in several years, and so this is a landmark for the Sports Hall of Fame also.
Mike, just so many stories to talk about from back then. Hey, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
No, you were saying?
I said so many amazing stories from back then, from the '83 Blue Sox.
Yes, there were, and the guys when they're in town are going to come. We're going to relive those stories, and they're going to have a ball. I got 9 guys coming in.
Okay.
From that team.
Wow, that's cool.
So they're actually going to have over at Tiny's an opportunity for the public to meet and greet on that weekend. I think at some point the guys are all going together to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Joanne, how do you still keep in contact with anybody from the team? When was the last time you spoke to one of the players or the coach? And can you share some memories from that year?
Oh, my goodness. I do keep in touch with them on and off. Let's see, Hendershot was one that I did keep in touch with, Jacoby. The guys on and off, they do. We run into each other. Well, fortunately, we have Facebook, so we do keep in touch. But there has been. This is the 40. Ironically, this is 40 years of the anniversary of the team winning the pennant, and now the induction into the Hall of Fame. So for these guys to get together this year is going to be something other than storybook again. Okay, this is going to be another storybook that these guys are going to actually come together and be here. I can't even believe it because I never thought that they would want to actually come back to Utica and celebrate this thing. This is really phenomenal. I mean, there's another thing happening here besides the fact that we have had a book written about us. There's going to be a screenplay written about us also. So we've got several guests coming to the meet and greet, which is going to be on Friday, the 15th of September, and that'll be at Tiny's, where the public is invited, the media is invited, everyone is invited to come and meet the ball players, and they're going to be meeting each other for the first time in 40 years. A lot of them haven't seen each other in 40 years.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite a gathering. And we have several guests coming also, and we have some special guest coming in from Toronto who wants to be writing a screenplay for us.
Wow.
So about
well, listen,
if
there could be a slapshot about a movie about hockey, which, by the way, much of what was filmed here, then there should definitely be a movie about the '83 Blue Sox. That year alone, there are so many stories that came out.
It is unbelievable, and we can go on and on about stories. And I think I told you a few that about these players. From my point of view, from being a GM, okay, having to keep control of what was going on. But these guys themselves, I mean, we're in the they called us the ragtag team, okay, the ragtag Utica Blue Sox. They did not want us to win the pen. Believe me, they did not want us to win the championship. And these guys in that funky bus that they were in the torn uniforms, and we hardly had any equipment. And they went on, and I think that just pumped them up even more. Mm-hmm. And they just kept on going and going and going, and they did anything they could do to win.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I hate to say it this way, but I don't remember the '83 season. I don't remember. My memories of Murnane Field is what it is today.
Well, what year were you born?
In '83.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say that.
Just checking on that. I was pretty sure.
Joe, let me ask you, what happened at some point? Obviously, I've heard right field was like 275, 285.
A lot of home runs.
A lot of home runs down the right field line.
I hit a home run on the right field line.
I've heard about the field and, drying it out by burning it, and then the helicopter and all these different things. What happened? Yep. What led to, because the field's in pretty good shape nowadays. There were times where it was in really, really nice shape. What led to the redevelopment or the investment there, and when did that happen, and how did it happen?
Well, let's put it this way. In 1977, when the Blue Jays were coming here, okay, Utica got the franchise, and Little Falls got the franchise. Little Falls got the Mets, we got the Blue Jays. And they were playing at Murnane Field, where the backstop was up against the third base, or the Rose Place fence. I mean, there was no way to get onto the field.
Wow!
You couldn't sit on third base side. You had to actually enter from the street, and the only place you could sit was on first base side. The field was a mess. The field was a tragedy. It was awful. The third base dugout looked like Fred Flintstone's garage. It was this slab of cement sitting on top of cement blocks. And I mean, the field itself, it didn't drain right. It had the big hill in the outfield. The poor outfielders had to stand on their tiptoes to see if the guy was swinging, that the batter was making the hit.
Yeah.
The renovation actually happened right after the '84 season. That's when we lost the franchise. Then that's when they wanted to move the franchise. I should say, we didn't lose the franchise.
Yeah.
They wanted to move, and that's when the big renovation came up. When Senator Donovan, God rest his soul, came to the rescue, and the big reno was done.
Yeah, that was a big deal, and it completely changed the playing surface. Adding the grandstand, all of that stuff. It's hard to even remember what it was like. Back in the
old
day.
wooden bleachers that you had to sit on something. You had to sit on a brown bag or something because you didn't want to get splinters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
Those
when they cheered, the stands would shake, and we're hoping they wouldn't collapse.
Yeah, I mean, there were times you would wonder if it was going to collapse. Mike, what do you want to add? I mean, this is going to be a big weekend coming up in September.
Well, I just want to say that, Joanna's doing a tremendous job putting this together. But we have 9 guys coming from all over the country that have already committed. And, I think after 40 years to find 9, possibly 10, is good. It's a good task. And, these guys are very excited about what's going to happen.
All right. Okay, maybe we can get you guys all in studio and bring if there's some players in.
I talked to Mike last night. We were going to try to get the coach in here, maybe a player or two.
Yeah, all right.
So
we'll get Bill Murray to come up, stuff like that.
Yeah, can you book that, Mike? You get Bill Murray for us?
I don't know about Bill Murray, but I know that the manager is coming out on Thursday. So,
well, what's funny about Bill Murray is he just shows up at places. So I would send the invitation. You just don't know. So, all right, good stuff. Mike and Joanne, thank you guys, and we're looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. I hope you're coming.
Okay, thank you. Really cool. Coming up on it's in the middle of the month, so the 15th of
September 15th.
Okay, cool. All right, got a break.
September 15th, that Friday, is they're doing that meet and greet at Tiny's. I think the induction is actually the 17th. That's Sunday.
8:28 coming up. We'll talk to Ryan Nobles from NBC, and as we said, giving away tickets to see Tom Papa at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in the showroom coming up December 1st. But tickets go on sale Friday. You can win them before you can buy them. Coming up here at WIBX.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for caseworkers. The starting salary is over $51,500. Be part of the Oneida County caseworker team that makes a difference in our community every day. 35-hour work week, annual salary increases, plenty of room for advancement, and more. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com. That's OneidaCountyJobs.com. OneidaCountyJobs.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's your turn to win big at Turning Stone Resort Casino. We're paying out real jackpots to real people, like Holly, who won over $38,000, or Edward, who took home over $47,000. It's no wonder Turning Stone is New York's #1 gaming resort. Come play the newest slots, classic table games, and more. The next big winner could be you. Turning Stone Resort Casino. It's your turn.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members with higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member focused, member driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Hey, River Hills Properties is the #1 real estate agency in the area, locally owned and operated. And if you include the chains, they're #2. 15 years ago, nobody knew their name. It was just Robin Monjo and Bill Monjo with an idea to have a real estate company that offered so much more to its clients who are selling their home or buying a home. And that's what they do today. It's what makes them different today. The book, 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know about the house, becomes the manual for the home. Hard work going into working for that commission. Every time your house is shown, they don't just let people wander through without you being there. You won't be there, but they will. And they're there to answer questions, make sure the house is ready to go, lights are on, doors are open, and you're putting your best foot forward. It's the little things. It's the hard work they put into each and every sale, no matter what your selling price is. Could be a $30,000 property, could be a $3 million property. You get the same service with River Hills Properties. With offices in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Log on or give us a call today at whitesfarmsupply.com.
White's Farm Supply.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 68 degrees. WIBX news time is 8:34. The death toll in Hawaii from the wildfires now up to 106. The devastating wind-driven blaze that tore through the town of Lahaina on the island of Maui is already the deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history. And unfortunately, officials expect that death toll to get much higher. Former President Donald Trump says he plans to release a detailed report showing fraud occurred during the 2020 election in Georgia. Trump said he'll share that during a news conference next week in New Jersey. He claimed the report will exonerate him from his recent indictment in Georgia for allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 election results. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden is marking the first anniversary of the signing of the clean energy bill known as the Inflation Reduction Act. Biden is launching a campaign to better explain what it does, with remarks set for later today at the White House. Major cities across the central U.S. in for the hottest weather of the summer. Forecasters say cities including Chicago, Minneapolis, and Des Moines will be broiling today under a massive heat dome. Afternoon highs in the upper 90s to 100 degrees could be the rule for the rest of the month in that region. Negotiators for striking Hollywood writers in the studio sat down to talk Tuesday. One source told Deadline the meeting ended with, quote, mixed results. The Writers Guild of America is said to have presented a counter to the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers counterproposal, which came last Friday. And a new survey shows that saying hello to your neighbors is being linked to a higher well-being. According to Gallup,
saying hello to your neighbors is linked to a being happy?
Well, so that's I've got two things here with this from this Gallup survey. I would like to be one of their surveyors because apparently you get paid to ask somebody how they feel about their own well-being. According to Gallup, American adults who regularly greet more than one neighbor have better well-being than those who don't say hello or only greet one neighbor.
So
somebody paid for that. Somebody paid for that survey.
I think that's amazing that somebody would pay for such a thing, and I think it's just something that's natural, right? It's natural that you are friendly. I see a neighbor in my neighborhood, I always wave.
Yeah,
with the exception of one person. I always wave. And I am very friendly. I try to be very friendly to my neighbors. And the mail carrier, I'm very friendly to her. She's wonderful. And the people who pick up the garbage are great. And neighbors on almost all sides of my house are wonderful.
I try to do the same. I try to be nice and friendly to everybody.
Yes.
I don't know that it improves my well-being.
Drones flying over. I wave to them. I wave to everybody. You wave, even if they don't wave back.
That's always awkward, though, isn't it? I have that situation.
It's not for me.
sometimes.
It's not for me. Here's how I handle that. It's like lottery numbers. You never look at the lottery numbers you didn't play. Never check that.
Yeah.
You would be devastated if you found out the numbers that you normally use you didn't play and you won. You'd feel terrible, which is why I wave to people and look the other way. I don't know if they wave back. I just assume they did, but I will not be let down.
That is awesome. That is a great tip right there.
And you think I'm kidding.
I
am not kidding. It's how I do it. Well, you should be friendly. We should have neighborhoods where if something's going on that your neighbor will come out and help you, right?
So can I just reread one story that I read this
I love it when you do that. Sometimes you do it and don't even know it. I'm kidding.
Listen. President Biden is marking the first anniversary. This is not. I know it says President Biden. I'm not knocking him. This is just an observation of the whole political system that we have. President Biden. I'll just say it's the first anniversary of the signing of a clean energy bill called the Inflation Reduction Act. It's a clean energy bill called the Inflation Reduction Act, and again, Biden.
What they're trying to say is by having a cleaner environment, that actually it reduces expenses, it reduces inflation, and reduces, But I don't see it that way. I just don't know that it's that profitable yet.
Biden is launching a campaign to better explain what it does.
Well,
good first anniversary.
Good luck
of
on
signing
that.
it.
It's been a year, and he's explaining what it does. And usually, after he explains something, you're still confused. So, good luck with that.
On that note,
before we break here, today is National A Lot of Stuff Day, and it does. I find it very interesting that today is National Tell a Joke Day, where this week we're telling you to call in, tell a joke. And you could just let Davey know that you have a joke you want to tell us, and we'll give you a chance to win. If you can make us laugh in any way, even a chuckle, we'll give you tickets to see Tom Papa. Tony, Tony was somebody who we felt did walk away a winner last hour, and it's Tom Papa tickets, the comedian coming to the showroom at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. Funny guy, and you just have to make us laugh. 315-736-0186. At any point, you can do it. Today is National Tell a Joke Day. Today is National Roller Coaster Day, which, to me, the world we live in is one giant, fat roller coaster that goes fast and upside down and confuses you. Maybe you pass out in the middle of it. Day after day with the news cycle, it makes you feel like you're on a roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're going around.
You're right. Can I hit you with my best joke I can come up with?
And I
right
have
now?
one more. Today is National Rum Day. So if you tell a joke and nobody laughs, let them drink a little rum and tell it to them again.
That's a great point.
Yes.
Okay, so take a second then. On that note,
all right.
Here's the joke. President Biden is marking the first anniversary of signing the clean energy bill known as the Inflation Reduction Act. Biden is launching a campaign to better explain what it does on the 1-year anniversary of its signing.
Love it. All right, we got a break. Hold on tight. Coming up, Brian Nobles from NBC. It's 8:40 at WIBX.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget. Or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
It's your turn to win big at Turning Stone Resort Casino. We're paying out real jackpots to real people, like Holly, who won over $38,000, or Edward, who took home over $47,000. It's no wonder Turning Stone is New York's #1 gaming resort. Come play the newest slots, classic table games, and more. The next big winner could be you. Turning Stone Resort Casino. It's your turn.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Hey, Fred F. Collis & Sons Heating, Cooling, and Insulation has been in business for more than 85 years, and nobody does work like Collis. We use them. You can do the same, and you know you'll be covered in the summertime and in the wintertime as well. For us, it's always in the winter when things go down, you know, very, very cold. It was New Year's Day last year, and our furnace just basically conked out. And in order to fix the problem, we needed a new furnace. Well, Collis was there for us, but it all began with a free home energy assessment long before, and they showed us where we could save money. They offer estimates if you're wondering on what a project would cost, and of course, their energy-efficient cooling solutions are perfect during times when things are warmer than we're used to. And in New York State, there are many tax credits, and there's money out there that you could take advantage of to help you become more energy efficient. The people at Collis have all the details for you. Reach out to them today. Fred F. Collis and Sons, ready to assist you. Highly recommend Fred F. Collis and Sons for cooling, heating, and insulation in Yorkville, Rome, and now in Syracuse.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, coming right up is Ryan Nobles from NBC. Ryan will be right with you. Before we do that, I want to tell you that is this new? These are new people as well at the Utica Salvation Army. They're making their way in. Boy, with everything going on in Hawaii, and you see these horrific stories, the fact that now the death toll is at what? We're at 106. But 1,300 people are still missing in that part of Hawaii. Captain Kelly Ross, new to Utica, the Salvation Army, and Jonathan Ross. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us, first of all, how the Salvation Army is assisting in what's happening in Hawaii.
I know there are Salvation Armies on the ground in Hawaii. There are different Salvation Army locations throughout Hawaii. And so I know they're there. They're feeding. They're providing clothing. They're just providing emotional and spiritual support as well. It's just a difficult thing to watch on TV. I can't imagine being there on the ground.
Can't either. 1,300 people still missing. The death toll is over 100. Jonathan, if people want to help, how do they go about helping through the Salvation Army? Turn that mic to you if you could. There you go.
I believe the Salvation Army. Go onto their Salvation Army's website, and you can donate through that way or through texting. I'm not sure the exact texting number.
Okay, all right. But go to the website. Talk about what's going on in Utica with the Salvation Army. Before we know it, I hate to even talk about it, but the state fair is next week. Herkimer County Fair. Hopefully, will go without rain today. That means we're nearing the end of the summer, and before you know it, we're dealing with the holidays.
I know. I can't believe it. Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
But before I just talk about Christmas, so we, as you mentioned, we are new to Utica. We arrived the end of June. So currently, right now, we have what we call Summer Fun. And it's an opportunity for children to come together, and we provide transportation, we provide lunch, and just different activities. Today we're doing a thing called Kool-Aid Wars. So basically they're going to shoot each other with colored water today,
nice.
just to kind of stay cool. It's finally a day that's not raining.
My wife and I do that all the time. That's a fun game.
And then we have our soup kitchen that operates Monday through Friday.
Okay.
From 11 to 1. So if there's anybody that's out there that's hungry and needs a hot meal, come on by. We have our food pantry that operates weekly. So if you need some assistance with food, come on by. And we have our Sunday services, and we're really in the still planning stages of figuring out what to do for the fall. We want to offer some after-school programs for children. We're going to offer some adult programs for the adults. So just follow us on our Salvation Army Utica Facebook page, and that's where we post all the updates.
Before we let you go, I do want to ask, where do you guys come from?
So we're originally from Massachusetts.
Okay.
And but
what part of Massachusetts?
I'm from Amesbury, Massachusetts.
Peabody, Massachusetts.
Peabody, right? We call it Peabody, but that's mispronouncing it. It's Peabody.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Peabody.
There are a lot of those towns in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New England, Maine, where you'll butcher them if you try to like Worcester.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Worcester.
Or Haverhill for Haverhill, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So here is someone who was here and has left. He's with NBC currently. Ryan Nobles. Ryan, say hello to the Salvation Army people.
Hello, good morning. And my connection to you is that my aunt lived in Peabody for many, many years, so I know how to correctly pronounce it.
That's exactly it. See, I knew that. But I thought you've left Utica and the Mohawk Valley. You can give them 3 things that are must visits now that they are here. What do you think? I'm catching you off guard, but what do you think?
Boy.
Off the top of your head, 3 things they must do.
Okay, number 1, you got to go on the brewery tour, the FX Matt Brewery Tour. That's number 1.
And if you don't drink, you could have a root beer.
Okay.
They have a root beer. They have options there, but just to see that whole operation is unbelievable. They don't do Saranac Thursdays anymore.
They don't,
when you
right?
were off,
Yep.
Jeff caught me on that. Yeah. That would be number 1. Number 2 is Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Just go to Cooperstown in general. It's a short trip. The Baseball Hall of Fame is the draw, but Cooperstown itself, that's where I got married. Bill was actually in my wedding.
I was. Till they asked me to leave. But it was awesome while I was
With
there.
an escort, too.
Yeah.
With an escort. He walked him right to his car.
Good times, Ryan. Good times.
Yes. So I love a jaunt to Cooperstown.
It is beautiful.
My third thing, one of my all-time favorite things, is the Irish Fest. Is that still happening? The Irish Fest?
It's
they did
different.
It at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds.
Yeah,
Where do they do it now?
It is different. They now have an Irish Cultural Center, which is worth checking out too, right there on
Which
Varick
is what
Street.
they were raising money for back in the day. Yeah.
Is now a wonderful restaurant, and they do it all over there in that area right now on Varick Street. So good stuff,
Yeah.
Ryan. You know your
Those
stuff.
are my 3 favorite things.
All right. Listen, hold on. We're going to talk about former President Trump in a second, Captain Kelly Ross. And Jonathan Ross, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and welcome.
You need somebody to help ring the bell, you call on us. We will help.
Yes, and can I just mention that if those folks if there's anybody out there that wants to ring the bell, we have a texting option to sign up for that. So it's TSA volunteer to 31333.
Okay.
And just one more quick thing I forgot to mention. We have an ice cream cart ministry, and we're looking for community events to come and to partner with and to set up our cart and hand out free ice cream. So if you are having an event and you need somebody to come with some ice cream, give us a call at 315-724-8736, and we would love to bring the ice cream cart by.
Love that. All right, good
that's
stuff.
cool.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for
Good
coming
luck
in.
and
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Ryan Nobles is with NBC. He's also with the Oneida County Chamber of Commerce, I believe, or I guess the Regions Chamber.
Or Otsego County, right? Yeah.
Otsego. You hit them all. You hit Otsego, Herkimer, and Oneida. Okay, what are your thoughts? Stop the presses because the former president said that next week he is going to deliver proof that the elections in Georgia were corrupted and unfair, and that he was right all along, and that will end this case immediately. What are your thoughts?
Well, I obviously I'm beyond skeptical, but don't take my word for it. I think you need to go to the I guess we call them X's now, the social media post that was put out yesterday by the state of Georgia's current governor, who is a Republican, who was a Trump supporter before Trump turned on him, and who's still wildly popular in the state, and that's Brian Kemp, who said very definitively that the election in Georgia was not stolen and that Georgia has some of the most safe and reliable voting systems of any state in the country, directly refuting anything Trump had to say. I mean, I think this is, in many respects, just a tired act by the former president. No one with any credibility believes his claims that the election was stolen. This is a way, I think, in many ways to deflect from his much bigger legal problems, and I think what's ultimately going to be the avalanche of evidence that emerges not just from the district attorney in Atlanta, especially given the fact that she's charged 19 of his fellow conspirators in this attempt to overturn the election, and I would have to imagine that many of them are going to flip at some point. And then, of course, I think the special counsel's investigation into this as well is going to demonstrate, I think, that, I think the biggest thing, and this is one of the points that the January 6th Select Committee really honed in on, which I think is really kind of the base of both the indictments at the special counsel level and in Georgia, is that Trump knew he lost, and that this was an effort to try and retain power, hold on to power, when he knew that he didn't get the most votes. And that, I think, is where you have the basis of a criminal conspiracy versus some sort of true effort to try and to think that the election was stolen from him, when in actuality it really wasn't.
It does seem, I mean, I understand that this is the response. Now, meanwhile, while the former president says he's going to prevent evidence next week that's going to make this all go away, Mark Meadows is not.
Taking him 2.5 years would be the other thing on that.
Why didn't we do it before this? Mark Meadows, on the other hand, is he's going in another direction. He's trying to move this out of Atlanta and move it into federal court. That would change a lot, though, right? This is what's unique about this case: it's in state court versus federal court.
Yeah, and that's not a surprise. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump's legal team tries to do the same thing as well. I think he is in trouble legally at the federal level or at the state level, but kind of the Hail Mary option that he has at the federal level is if he wins the election, he could potentially pardon himself, or at the very least, if the trial hasn't happened yet, undermine the trial or the investigation and attempt to strong-arm it to make it go away. He can't do that at the state level. He has no purview over the district attorney's office in Atlanta. She is an independent operator. Even the governor of the state cannot undermine her investigation. She's duly and directly elected by the people there. And if she were to convict him, there's nothing he could do to pardon himself. He doesn't have that authority. And the other thing that's interesting about it, and why Georgia, I think, is so unique, and why the situation for him is so severe there, is that even the pardon rules in Georgia are very, very unique and different than they are in any other state in the union. If he, say, were convicted in Arizona and a Republican governor became the governor of Arizona, that governor may have some utility to pardon him from his crime. Mm-hmm. That can't be done in Georgia. The governor does not have unilateral pardon power. So this is a situation where there isn't a kind of an escape hatch for Trump here. If he gets convicted in Georgia, and I'm not saying that he will, he's got to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. He's very likely going to prison. And so I think that's why you see kind of the desperation from him and his team at this point, and part of why you see this press conference that's going to happen on Monday.
And I would ask you, do you see any real do you see any evidence or any scenario where the former president, any former president, but the former president, Donald Trump, would go to prison?
I've thought about this a lot, Bill, and I really don't know the answer to that question because I do think that if you took the situation that Donald Trump finds himself in and replaced his name with just about anybody else.
Hillary Clinton.
Name Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. You name whatever character you want. And I think if you just provided them a blind situation where, like, this is what this person, this is the legal trouble this person is facing, 4 different indictments in 4 different jurisdictions, with every single one of them, the ultimate penalty being jail time. You'd be hard pressed to think that individual wouldn't end up in jail. But obviously, there's a big difference with a former president of the United States, mainly because one of the big things is that a former president gets Secret Service protection for the rest of their life. So how does that work in terms of incarcerating someone? But I don't, there's no carve out in the law that says just because you're a former president, you don't have to go to jail if you're convicted of a crime in which jail time is the ultimate penalty.
Yeah.
I think at the federal level, like we saw with Nixon, maybe whoever the president is, if he's convicted and he doesn't win the election, maybe they provide some sort of remedy that, house arrest or something like that. But I think that's going to be a major issue when this all comes to fruition. If he's convicted, what his penalty will be, I think, is going to be a huge sticking point. And I think we'll truly finally, once and for all, answer the question whether or not presidents are above the law.
Yeah. Really, really interesting and scary. I would be nervous to see what would happen if he were right. I mean, what happens in the country? His base is
I think about this all the time. The potential crises that are in the offing. What if he wins and then is convicted? What if what if he loses but then claims he lost and then is convicted, and then how do his supporters respond? I mean, this is a very, very uncertain time that we're living in, and the next year is going to be pretty rocky, I think, to put it simply.
Let me just predict. I mean, if Trump were to be convicted, you'll have his MAGA supporters taking up arms. If he's not convicted, the liberals will move migrants even further into the United States. I mean, I just don't know what we're in for here. It's really...
I'm going to let that one go.
Okay. All right. Good idea. All right, Ryan. We'll speak next week. Thank you. We appreciate it. And we'll talk again.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, Ryan Nobles from NBC. Want to tell you about the Move to Mazda sales event, which is going on and continuing at Steve Pawnee Mazda. Ricky Z says, come on down and see why there are more Mazdas on the road in our area and throughout central New York than ever before. It's a hot vehicle. It's not just here. It's all around the country, all around the world. You can enjoy 0% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-9s. And have you seen the brand new CX-90? That is a beautiful vehicle. It's the Move to Mazda sales event, and Ricky Z has achieved with his staff over there first place nationally in customer satisfaction. Great place to do business at Steve Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. All right, we're back here tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day. WIBX Utica Rome. It's 9 o'clock.
It's a law Republicans in Congress did not want. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Inflation Reduction Act. President Biden signed it 1 year ago today.
It was really interesting to see the AP's headline about this. It says, yes, inflation is down. No, the Inflation Reduction Act doesn't deserve the credit.
Fox's Peter Ducey is at the White House.
President Biden may be well aware that that's the case because this bill has turned out to be more about climate spending. $1.04 trillion worth. That is about triple what the president told us it was going to cost climate-wise.
There's up to 106 people confirmed dead in the Hawaii wildfire disaster. Only 5 have been ID'd. More than 1,000 others still unaccounted for.
Officials here say it is going to be a painstakingly slow process of identifying the dead. People here on the island are being encouraged to give DNA samples to help identify loved ones as search crews continue to comb through the rubble in Lahaina.
Fox Weather's Max Gordon in Maui. Fox News has just released new power rankings for the 2024 Republican presidential race. Tim Scott has moved up into third place, right behind Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Of course, Former President Trump remains the frontrunner, and as Fox's Tanya J. Powers reports, he's got more support in a new poll.
The poll from the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research finds that nearly 2/3 of Republicans now say they want former President Trump to run again, proving his claim that recent criminal indictments have only helped him among supporters.
But when all voters, not just Republicans, are surveyed, 53% say they would definitely not vote for Trump. A Trump challenger in the race keeps calling on him to drop out. Asa Hutchinson tells the Fox News Rundown podcast he expects to get enough donors in the coming days to qualify for the first presidential debate in a week and would sign a required pledge even though he does not support a second Trump term.
There's so much unpredictable in regards to that that I'm safe in saying that right now I'll support the nominee because I don't expect it'll be Donald Trump.
America's listening to Fox News.
All right, this just in, Pure Talk just added more 5G data to every plan and is now including a mobile hotspot with no price increase at all whatsoever. Just $20 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and now 50% more 5G data, plus you get mobile hotspot. Start saving today. Go to puretalk.com, enter the promo code Sean, S-E-A-N, to make the switch to Pure Talk, and you do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. That's puretalk.com, promo code Sean.
Your pet isn't just a pet, they're part of your family. Most of the pet food on the market is cooked at high temperatures, which kills nutrients. A scoop of Dynovite is a 3-in-1 daily supplement, adding back key nutrients to your pup's health. Try Dynovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio. That's dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Adirondack Home Furniture is the area's go-to store for top-quality, durable, American-made pieces for any room. And all month long, Adirondack Home Furniture is having a summer sale event on select floor pieces. Stop in and check out their hot summer buys all month long through Labor Day weekend. Lowest prices of the season on all Flex Steel and Smith Brothers upholstery. Are you looking for a better night's sleep? Then check out their selection of Restonic mattresses or their private label fillable mattress line. Once you select the perfect piece for your space, they can deliver